Hello, beautiful. How we doing? Another stream, another day, another Friday, another beer, another stream with the gang. I've got a new setup. I forgot to change my OBS, my streaming setup for the editing because I realized I hadn't done a time-lapse editing stream in a while and I didn't save that scenario. So hence the delay. But we're here now. Let me know in the chat if it's sounding good, if it's looking good. How is it looking? The hat, you ask? The mug, you ask? More on that later. Fantastic to have you all here. Already, I see some familiar names in the chat. 720p only, that's annoying. Let's see if we can change that. I don't know if it's a good idea to try and change settings while you're live. Probably not. Settings. Output. That should be enough. Resolution. That's odd because it's captured from a window. So let's have a look at the properties. Yeah, that should be alright. Ah, well. As long as we're looking good, which I am today. I'm feeling it with this hat. It's actually live. You can buy it. More on that later. 720p. Rico's watching in 8K. Hey, Chopper in the house. Hey, Beach. We have a super chat. If you don't know what a super chat is, it's where you give me money to have a nice little colorful thing in the chat. And that money goes to... There's a piece of lettuce on my beer, damn it. That money goes to beers. I don't have any special beers today. I think actually I've got one nice Duvel in the fridge that we had last time. Getting a lot of hat comments. That's lovely. What do you guys think? Nice hat? I'm pumped. I've been dreaming of having my own merch line for years, and it's something we'll be talking about today as well. So that's fun. Chopper, what time is it in Sydney? You're always up crazy hours. Chopper is the person that designed... Let me see if I can get this right. Where is it? The badge. It's somewhere up here. The badge, the new logo. So that's what Chopper's made. Oh, there's such a delay on the line. I can't time it. But yeah, new merch. So I had a chat with Chopper about it. He's like, why is your name not on it? Why is your logo not on it? I'm like, well, I don't feel like it's about me. I make this merch. I got this cool enamel mug as well. I want it to be a thing that people can buy just because it's a cool item. I don't want to necessarily use it to promote myself on in people's daily lives by having my name on someone's hat. I'm too humble for that. So I made something that people that shoot photos, shoot videos, shoot time lapses can wear without feeling like they're promoting me. Because when I walk around with a big brand, unless it's a brand that I stand for, like Clothing the Gap, I don't like being an ad for them. So I don't want to make merch that's an ad for me, obviously. So I made merch that everyone can wear. Look at all these people in the chat knowing each other. It's cool seeing familiar names. I really, really like that. Got some cool badges in there as well, some orange badges. I think we're stepping up to fire badges soon. Chopper just add a pin. Maybe I should make pins as well. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. So I've secretly launched on my shop. If you go to mattjoes.com/shop, I think if I drag that in here, let me change the setup. Editing screen. I have secretly launched my merch, which is so fun. That's another reason I was a bit late right now, is because I was setting this up so it's live. That's the mug, and that's the hat. Simple. One product, one design. One mug, one design. One hat, one design. mattjoes.com/shop if you want to check it out. And another secret, and I'm just sharing this with you guys because you're here on my stream, which I appreciate very much. Also have, as a soft launch, to test it out. If you want to get it, you can test it. Some some time-lapse editing presets, which I've been working hard on for the last couple of weeks and actually redeveloped them from the ground up. Goedemiddag, Alexander. It is Flemish Friday, I guess. Maybe I can do some of it in Dutch. Yeah, the presets are fun. It's really fun. Didn't just copy other people's approach. I think I did something unique, which is nice. Anyways, that's enough of the plug. Let's have a look at that merch one more time. That's that. And then let's have a look at what we're doing today. Before that, try not drop it all over my desk. ASMR beers. ASMR. Cheers to you lot. I love you guys. I was so nervous last stream because I was hyping it up. Beer stream. And this is just a chill stream, so that's nice. I'm also standing. I've been listening to tech house music all day. And I've had like 3 coffees. So I'm feeling pumped. What? $20 shipping? That's fucked. Yeah, I need to see. I haven't checked the shipping yet, but I was assuming it was going to be more reasonable. Let me know in the chat what kind of shipping rates you guys get, because I need to adjust that or like find a solution for that, because I don't want anyone to pay $20 shipping and then import taxes or whatever. We're jamming. That's true. That's true. Delirium. Ooh, I'm jealous. I should have bought some more deliriums. Just gonna check one more thing, because I'm hearing myself talk and it's coming only through my left ear speaker. Where's my English? Sound preferences. Sometimes my laptop does that, or maybe it's Mac OS, but yeah. Output volume on, what am I on? I'm on the microphone, and USB mini has no output controls. Is there a balance on here? No, that's just the volume. Strange. Output volume, sound effects, alert volume. Annoying. Anyways, that's fine. I think you guys should have it all right on both sides. All right, in the chat, should Chopper crack a cider at 3:21 a.m. in Sydney? I think I know the answer to that. Brooks and Triple. Guys, we got 43 people. 43 people with nothing better to do on a Friday or a Saturday morning. Love it. I really want to do more streaming. Last night I was watching my friend Julian stream, and I hadn't checked in on his stream in ages, but he started streaming. Let's change screen because we're still chatting. I need one of those Elgato stream decks. I gifted one to my brother and girlfriend because they do a lot of streams as well. But then I can just hit a button to change scenarios and I don't have to go to the menus. Anyways, tuning into my friend Julian's stream, and he's got like 1,500 people watching. The chat's just like going off. I'm watching on my phone, on my S20 Ultra, which has been buggy as hell since the latest update. And I'm trying to gift subs, which is like, I don't think you can do that on YouTube, but you can gift people subs so that it's like, you know, a way to support the channel, I guess, just like your membership badges. And I was pushing the gift a sub button, and somehow I must have accidentally, like the app was laggy, and all of a sudden like it freezes and it pops up, and I was on the final screen about to hit one-click purchase for $500 worth of gifted subs, and I was like, almost dropped my phone. I was like, what the fuck? So I clicked out of it, and I was like, did I just almost make a very stupid mistake? I was close. And then I tried to gift some more subs, and then it didn't work, so it's a super annoying app, but I have no idea why I started that story. Anywho's, rhetorical question. Is that a little dab? Time to time lapse, fam. Let's do some editing. So what we've got today, what I've had for months now. When did I make this project? On the 1st of Jan, I made a new Verdi project. Verdi is the name of our apartment, or is what I call it, the flat. Besides the Cloud Palace, it's the building name. And pretty much, I've got a Lightroom catalog. Verdi 1 was the Cloud Palace catalog, and Verdi 2 is just whatever is coming after that. So I have a catalog with images, just, yeah, I mean, 26,871 images in there. Some of them haven't been imported yet. Some of them are still in their offload folders, which I'll run you through really quickly because I think that might be interesting. Yeah, I didn't mean to gift $500 of subs, but yeah, that's what happens. So 32, here is my folder structure for editing, right? And this is generated automatically. Say I want to make a new project, or I start a new YouTube video. So I've got it coming up. I've got a new video about LR Timelapse coming up. So I just give in the title of the video name, and this is the preset YouTube video. If I now create that project and set that in movies and hit save, you'll see in movies, this folder's just been generated, and in there's a renders folder with the like date and the project name. There's a project files folder, and in there we already have a Lightroom catalog that's been auto-generated, a Final Cut and an After Effects project that's been generated. And that's how I start all my catalogs for Lightroom. And then in the raw map, or the raw folder, we have these offload folders, and that's where I dump all my SD cards, where I keep them in camera. B-rolls for, you know, epic B-roll. Fuck. Misc is for random shit. Photos is for photos, and piece to camera, I used to call it P2C, but I'm working with Josh, my editor, and I was like, let's just make it more clear for him what P2C is. Piece to camera is where I talk and shit. You know what that is. So that's how I generate. I've made this into a little preset that you can buy for post haste, but I think it only works on Mac. Anyways, I'm not here to plug my products besides this hat. I am here to edit some time lapses, so I can delete that. I hate this cable hanging here. It stops me from moving. Very annoying. How many terabytes of storage do I have? How many terabytes of storage do I not have? None of that made sense. But yeah, I've got quite a bit. Like I've got a 14 terabyte single drive. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 6, about 20 terabytes sitting on my desk because that's from stuff. And then I've got like, I don't know, 30 terabytes in the closet. But I need a new proper system, but I'm not sure which one yet. And I'm still trying to find a sponsorship for like a storage partner, which you would think wouldn't be too hard, right? People just don't see the value of me as a creator. Hello from Mexico. Awesome. What country is everyone in? Because I mean, I see US, Australia, we've got Mexico. I'm a fan of the art. Bugin, I too am a fan of the art. Thank you very much. Yeah, let me know which town, city, country you're in. And which beer you're drinking. By the way, the previous stream was demonetized because I called it a beer stream. So I'm not doing that anymore. Not that I would have made a lot of money. India, hey Chanel, good to see you, man. Germany, Italy, look at that. Oh, I'm going to film this because I love it. I'm going to put it on my story. Everyone's tuning in. I love seeing this. That's so cool. Love it. Good stuff. So yeah, I demonetized myself because I like beer. Can you believe that? I can. Should I drink beer out of the Time Warp mug? There's a bit of coffee in there. It's probably not a good idea. Anywho's, back to Lightroom, eh? 25Ks. Northwest. I thought you were southwest for some reason, Henry. I didn't know that. Also got to plug my phone in. Oh, and let me know how did you, because that's something I need to figure out. Like, do I do an email blast when I go live? Do I just spam it on my stories? How did you get here? Was it a YouTube notification or what? All this stuff is helping me. This is only the second like proper public stream, so the more info, the better it's going to be for the future. And I can't believe we've got 51 viewers. That is mind-blowing. So cool. Love having you here. Anyways, back to Lightroom. So, shoot a bunch of time lapses, and I just dump them in this generated folder, in the offload folders constantly. So I'll show you what that looks like for this one. How are we feeling about burping? So I burp out loud. So all these offload folders, they've got a, what do you call it? Underscore. So they're at the top of the folder when I open it, because I sort by name a lot. And then I just dump my cards in there. So these are all Panasonic files, or Panasonic, oops. Where's that preview window? Panasonic folders. there's quite a bit of stuff in there. Ooh, hey Jennifer, I was #1 on your YouTube start page. That is fantastic. Henry scrolling aimlessly on the homepage. YouTube algorithm's crazy, hey. Also, I haven't seen any of those shorts. I don't know, maybe we don't have it in the UK, but I haven't seen any shorts videos yet. Anyways, this is how I offload every couple days. I like dump it on there because not much interesting's been going on. It's just been grey and rainy. Because I've set up my GoPro for a 4-day time lapse, that's why it started raining. Because every time I try a long-term time lapse, the weather just goes to absolute piss. Oh, maybe I can show you the presets. That's a good idea. But yeah, we have all these offloaded folders, right? And some sequences are spread like this one. Why is there only 25 images in this one folder? That doesn't even make sense. This one is like a night shot with 276. What a random number. But this one here has 1,000 in them. So maybe this folder, that's pretty annoying about the Lumixes, the Panasonics. When you're shooting time lapses internally in the camera, when a folder hits 1,000 images, it creates a new folder. That is a vibe. mattjoes.com/shop. Can I pin a comment in here? How does that work? Pin comment? Let me try that. Pin message. You can check out the merch. Only soft launching for this stream specifically. I spent like a couple hours today setting it all up properly and redoing stuff and making sure it works. Is the EOS R a good time-lapse camera? I have a blog post and a video specifically with that title because it's a question that gets asked a lot. And I did some SEO research. It's not a great time-lapse camera, but it's good. But yeah, you can read my article or watch my video. Anyways, back to the lapse, y'all. So all these, sequences are spread over multiple folders, and that's bloody annoying, isn't it? So what we're going to be doing today is like I did on the first practice stream. Let's just delete this group. I use a plugin, an expensive plugin called Timelapse Plus Studio. And what you can do with that is you select the folders that you want to organize, and it looks at the metadata, the data that's embedded in the photos, to see when it was taken, and then it recognizes if a photo was taken 3 seconds from the previous photo and then 3 seconds again. So it recognizes intervals or frequencies of shooting, and based on that, it creates these collections. So I'm now going to select a fuck ton of images and run that plugin, and then it's automatically going to make collections out of those recognized things, and that's called Group Photos by Timelapse. And that's pretty much the only reason I use that plugin. No, we'll be using it a little bit more as well. You started cooking. I'm not going to be quicker than you cooking, Jennifer, that's for sure. Looking for time-lapse sequences. Can you see that? I don't know how the framing is, but yeah. So all the photos in here now are going to be put in virtual collections. Now, a collection is not a folder. It is a collection in Lightroom, but if I go on the hard drive, that collection doesn't exist. All these photos are still in these folders where I put them. So I got to go through all these collections and then manually make folders, because those folders are going to be imported later on to After Effects. And if you were there at the first stream where I was just doing all this repetitive shit, which is what we're going to be doing today as well, you would have been there when I or was that a recording that I shared? When I figured out how to like speed things up and improve the workflow. And then I had some really cool, I think Jan Breitenbach emailed me like, oh, you can set up macros like this and speed stuff up. And since then I found another workaround that's actually faster than that. But yeah, it's really cool to get like community input and stuff to see how we can speed up the time-lapse workflow, because I've been doing this for about 10 years now. Every second you can save per sequence times thousands of sequences is thousands of seconds, which is an hour. Audio's a little bit low. My bad. I am using the same settings as last time. I'll give it a little bit more juice. Hope this doesn't peak anything. How is that? Bloody good, isn't it? So we're looking for time-lapse sequences. And then I won't be editing all of them, but pretty much I'll be finding some of my favorite sequences, and then I'll just be editing those. I don't have a plan for today. There's no, a number of questions or stuff that we got to go through. I just want to hang with y'all. The time-lapse plus view, I also, you should write them again, Jennifer, because they haven't been responsive to my last email where I gave some suggestions for the plugin, but they usually are. And I have the time-lapse plus view as well. I bought it secondhand from Jesse Driftwood, who's like a quite well-known creator of the whole, Canadian creator gang. I bought it from him years ago, and I've actually never used it, but last week I charged it up and updated the firmware and stuff to see if I can make a video. I think it's because that was the main question on the LR Timelapse remote video. Was like, how does it compare? How does the LR Timelapse Pro Timer 3 compare to the Timelapse View Plus? And the truth is, we're totally different things. Because the Timelapse View Plus analyzes the ambient light of your scene and adjusts the settings for you, whereas the LR Timelapse Pro Timer only triggers the photos. They're different devices with overlapping uses depending on how you look at it, but that's like kind of techie stuff to go into in a dedicated video. But yeah, apparently VS videos do really well. So like Canon versus Nikon. Who would win? Do you have any Nikon shooters? Nikon's such an odd brand. I don't know what they're doing. For years now, I've been trying to figure out like, what's your strategy? Okay. Here we are. Timelapse plus Studio. It's grouped these by timelapse. So now, that can't be right. Unless there's some extremely long shots in there. Can I open that? Oh yeah, I think I ran a couple of stupid long shots and that's why there's so many photos. But still, that's not enough. That's not enough sequences. Ooh, this one's great. Can't wait to edit that one. We're definitely editing that one. Okay, so that 1100, 1500, 1900, it's like 2.5, 2.6, 2.82, 4, 2, 5, 7, 6. Like, I'm not nearly getting to. Oh no, yeah, it is. I was looking at the wrong number. I was looking here at 25,000 images, but that's also the previous images. So this does make sense. So maybe we can edit all of them today. Whatever suits the job. Chef's kiss. That is it. Loyalty to brands is stupid. Unless it's me. No, I've always said, and that's why I shoot most of my time lapses on Lumix now, even though I love Canon so much and I love the people at Canon and I love Canon products and colors and usability and everything. But for time-lapse photography, the Lumixes are better suited right now. So that's why I've got an S1 and I think I've got an S5 coming as well. I had to give the loaner back. But yeah, definitely not shooting any time-lapses on the fucking P1000, that's for sure. I have a new video idea though. So I'm experimenting with, I don't know if you saw the 15-minute sunset video, which totally bombed. That's a new idea for content is like long form stuff, but that's why I'm shooting the GoPro video now of like 4-day time lapse because I want to upload a 1 hour long time lapse shot. But I want to shoot that on a proper camera, and I believe I tried in one of these sequences, this one, because that's 2,500 images. Actually, I don't know what the interval was there, but that's a long sequence. So anyways, the goal is to to show YouTube that I have different styles of content, and I believe that if you have these videos that are like really long and people just play in the background that have crazy watch time, excuse me, you will get promoted more in the algorithm. Constantly trying to find ways to get around algorithm shit. But yeah, let's have a look at the sequences. So what I was saying earlier, this creates collections, not folders. But this gives you a nice quick preview of what you're working on. And this was shot on I think that was, oh man, I don't even know what that was shot on. That was shot, oh yeah, this was shot on the FZ 82. So I was like, I've got a lens that's that long, but not that long. So this doesn't look too bad for a 170-pound camera. It's not great, but it's not horrible. And this is a classic example of why I love time-lapse so much. It looks like a boring shot that you can see the gold in the backdrop looks nice. But this cloud at the bottom, I was like, that's a bit boring. But then you hit play and it's this bubbling, like boiling fluid. I guess it is fluid dynamics, right? Look at that. What? Look at these waves and that rolling. Ugh. Man, I love time lapse. So I must have. How did I shoot this? There wasn't any flickering or like minimal amount of flickering. But yeah, this is a holy grail shot. I think I probably shot. Oh yeah, there's a bit of flickering there. Probably shot that on AV. So that's a cool shot, and that can be a whole other video. It's like how to clean up time lapses. I wish I'd test out the R5. I think availability was low with Canon, so I only got the R6 for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I'm still hoping to get the R5, and I'm still tempted to get the R5 myself because what is it, 40, 45 megapixels is nice. Megapixels. This is, so I think I've already gone through this sequence. They're all flagged as shit photos, flagged to be deleted, because the idea was, and now that we're changing seasons and the position of where the sunset's changing, this is Canary Wharf, and this building on the right here, it reflects the sunset at certain times of year, twice a year, or maybe 4 times. I don't know how it works. In and out, no, it doesn't matter. Twice a year. You get like it shines as bright as the sun because it's reflecting it. However, if you look behind it, you see clouds, and those clouds were kind of around everywhere. And it's the same happened tonight. I was looking at Canary Wharf. I'm like, it's starting to glow. It's starting to look really good to get like a color explosion and a light explosion. But obviously, if the sun is setting, across the pond, and there's a cloud cover, it's not going to hit that building. And that's what this cloud cover did as well. I believe I'm making this up as I go. That's the only reason I can think of why I would have axed those. You see the building getting brighter? And there's like almost reflection, but then it doesn't go anywhere because the sun dips below clouds. And you can see what stage of the sunset we're at by the light hitting the clouds behind it. So you see this bit of color here? That's kind of like where the light's coming, or the light that's coming from the sun's hitting it. And then it kind of just fizzled. And there's a couple of small reflections here. Yeah, Ken, I really miss the R6. Really miss it. It's just so nice. There's just something about Canon colors and usability. But yeah, the time-lapse modes are a bit eh. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I X'd them. I'm going to hit... Oh, I should put on my keycaster so you can see which keys I'm pressing. Is that on? Oh, I think that's going to be hidden behind my picture-in-picture. So preferences, can I change the location of where that is? If anyone knows Keycaster and can tell me how I get it to change position. Or I can go in OBS and just lift my face a wee bit. There. Now below my facade, you'll have the keys that I'm pressing. How do I preview the video? That's a good question, and something that seems to have confused a lot of people in previous tutorials and lives as well. All of this footage, let me see if I'm right here, yeah. These clips are, or these photos, are stored on a solid state drive connected via Thunderbolt on my T5A. So yeah, that's just connected to my laptop. Because it's a solid state drive and I have whatever previews on, I could just hit a photo in library and then hold. You can see the arrows on screen now. Scrubs through it in low resolution. Exactly, Sam. That's that. And that gives you a nice quick preview of what we're working with. Anyways, deleting these because they're trash. It's annoying. I'm removing them from the collection. However, I haven't deleted them from the drive yet. For that, I have to go in here later. But these collections are easy to go through, have a quick look at what you're working with, what you like. This is another Lumix shot. Why did I shoot that? Because it was one of the clear days when the sun was going behind the buildings. So you see how, hopefully it shows how low res the preview is. That would have been a sun crossing, that plane. Didn't have any filters on for this one. Let's see if we have a sun crossing in this sequence. Ooh. But yeah, the sun's so bright. Is that cloud? Oh no, that's cool. I love these long shots because you can see, the resolution's so bad on this camera, but it's still a lot of fun. You can see all this color in this cloud from high altitude stuff kind of refracting or diffracting the light, which is always fun. Ooh, that was close. So yeah, this lined up nicely. This tall building in the middle is the latest, tallest skyscraper, or latest, newest tallest skyscraper in London, 22 Broadgate or Bishopsgate? A gate. Again, here you see color moving into that cloud. Very cool stuff. And yeah, I just liked how this looked. In theory, but because I shot it on the offset, the dynamic range, honestly, it's so hard to shoot. You can only shoot silhouetted stuff with the sun just in your face like that, unless the sun's hidden behind dense, but not too dense clouds. The worst, yeah, there's lots of birds in those shots. So this skyscraper was supposed to have this really cool rotating top bit, kind of an organic shape. And then I think it's a financial crisis hit, not sure which one. And then they redeveloped it, and now it looks boring, in my opinion. This is a shot that I don't know why it's here. I started shooting it because I was like, look, there's a lot of stuff in the sky. There's a lot of clouds moving around. Sometimes you get crazy rays peeking out from these bright bits, but it didn't happen. It just fizzled. Still cool clouds. Always nice to see them move around and stuff. But yeah, bit of a boring shot really, but I might keep it because it's nice drama. And it's another shot I can add on a stock library if I ever get around to doing that. I'm gonna lift this bar. Yeah, stock photography. Ooh, look at this shot. I remember shooting this. I was busy and I was like, oh, I gotta set up real quick because this looks nice. I love that glow on these low clouds. I love the glow that is not even there yet on these high clouds behind here, that middle cloud stuff. Thing with this is, I think I messed up the setup because the interval was, this won't last long. This look, it looks cool now, but very quickly it'll fizzle, I believe. So what I should have done is shot at a faster interval, so that yes, the clip will play slower, but I'll have more. And sometimes a nice slow, smooth clip is cool. Okay, here's another bit I love. Look at this region here, above the city, and see how an air current comes in and just like goes up. It's like this hot air pushing stuff, and maybe that's what it is from the city. Look here. See that? All of a sudden, a whole cloud generates, and it keeps going, and then it turns into these ones. This is a lovely sequence. We'll definitely be editing that one. That glow, look at that. That's a much better shot. I don't think I was monitoring this shot. I don't think I've seen this one yet. So that's a pretty time lapse. I like that. We're getting some color here on the bottom of these middle clouds, and that's that high cloud I was talking about earlier. Not even colored up yet because it's so high up that the frequencies of light, wavelengths of light that are colored aren't hitting that area yet. That'll happen later when the sun moves around more. A hoarder of, I am a data hoarder, but it's pixels, pixel hoarder. Maybe that's new merch as well. Pixel hoarder, pixel whore. Look at that. All right, that's a lovely, lovely shot. And just, yeah, look at this area and this one here. How does that happen? Is it the build-up? It's difficult to gauge, to judge how far those clouds are in relation to what you're seeing, right? But could it be that this air that's moving through is hitting these buildings and has to rise up like a mountain range and generates these clouds because they're different in altitude, and that leads to different temperatures and density, air density levels, and that leads to condensation, clouds. Fuck, great shot. Then it moves in these waves. Look at that. That's like an explosion, like something blooming. Oh, look at this glow. I remember starting the shot. I don't remember seeing this. I must have been busy. When was that? 15th. Is that when I did my stream? I must have been doing something. Look at that shot. All right, that's exciting. Let's make a folder out of that. So in this collection, I'm now selecting these photos. I go to Timelapse Photos, right click, create folder in here. That was 2021, 01, 15, what are we calling this? Citywide, just city, sunset, and then I add top to it, so when I'm skimming through folders and files, I can see like, ooh, that's a banger shot. Because you're not always in Lightroom, sometimes you want to go and find the sequence for After Effects or something. So I quickly command A and C to copy that name, because I'll be using that time code and stuff later on, or data setup. That didn't make sense. I'm using this date in later folder creations as well, so I don't have to type it out every time. Create, and now you see here on the left, it's generating this folder and not a collection. So this folder now is being generated and moved in on the hard drive level. Ooh, a heat exchange power station. So later, when we're editing in After Effects, if we get there today, I can just drag this folder in After Effects, as opposed to having to select a number of photos out of this huge pool of photos. So the only thing, and I've written to the developers of this plugin, is I wish that I can just right-click a collection and then turn it into a folder in this folder, but I don't know if that's doable or not. What was the other shot that I liked that I wanted to edit? This one? Yeah, we can run that through LR Timelapse maybe, because it's low resolution stuff and it's fast to edit. So now I just copy and paste the previous name and I go and adjust the date. Not that the date matters that much. What do we call this shot? Shard tele, Sard tele, sounds Arabic. And then I call it D to N, day to night. And that's a tag that I use visually to know, like, oh, I've got to edit that in LR Timelapse. Yeah, I pretty much keep all my raw files because time is money, and if I got to spend the time to go through and select the files that I want to keep and delete the ones that I don't want to keep, I'd rather spend that time on developing a new product, like my presets that you can check out on the shop, pinned comment. Only available for you right now because they're going offline after this stream. Create that scarcity, urgency. Plus, sometimes I want to re-edit stuff, and then I need access to the old raw files. So yeah, I keep all my raw files. I don't know how many photos I've shot in total. A couple million? Who knows? Doesn't matter. This shot, nice. A little medium-high cloud, but not a great clear horizon. If you haven't seen my sunset prediction video, how to predict good sunsets, that is good context for all these shots. It's always nice to kind of try and predict. I predict that these color up a little bit yellowy orangey, but don't go full pink purple. Or they just disappear completely, because freaking hell. This must have been a long interval, because the cloud movement's quite fast. And those, ooh, look at that. So cool to do this live. So a sundog is a atmospheric optical phenomenon where the sun is low and the light shines through high altitude clouds, but these clouds are actually ice crystals. The light refracts in a certain way. It's also called a 22-degree halo, if I'm not mistaken. The presets are on the pinned comment. This optical phenomenon is visible right now to the left and right. It's always left and right of the sun, but not to the right because there's no cloud here. But we have this little sliver of cloud that is refracting, that is in just the right position, in the right circumstances to refract that light of the sun. You see what I mean? And it moves down with the sun. And I can show you in... Yeah, so one of the photos I used for The product shots, or like the preset product shots. This is it's a faint one, but you can see it. Sun setting to the left and to the right, and around it we have this ring, this halo, but on the left and right you have this second and third sun, like a little brighter spot. It doesn't show properly in this one, but that is what's happening in this shot. And this, again, I've been saying this a lot, but this is why I freaking love time-lapse so much, because it shows you things that you didn't even know were there. You wouldn't even think of that being there. And to see it move like that, and to see all these fucking birds ruining my shot, fantastic. Anyways, let's see what else is happening with this shot. So my prediction's way off because these clouds are moving too fast. I thought they'd be more static. But we got some, ooh, look at that. What's going on here? This is like the first stream I did. It was just looking at shit and getting amazed and having fun. These little clouds here at the top, like, it's like someone's cut lines in the sky. How funny is that? We had it tonight as well. Crazy sunset happening. Yeah, look at these lines. How does that work? And then we have this whole low weather structure coming in and some rain. But yeah, these lines, what causes that? Air pressure or something, yeah, but how? Pixeltrut in Dutch means pixel bitch, which is maybe a good thing for a mug. Laurens Vermeijen, welcome to the intern membership. You just got yourself a sweet ass badge next to your name. Shouts out, claps in the chat for Laurens. Chemtrails. Oh man, the amount of comments I get on YouTube when I, like on the 15-minute sunset one, there's two crazies. There's chemtrails. Well, it's not crazy. There's conspiracies, and I get how people fall in these conspiracy traps. Chemtrails, heaps of comments, because there you go, looking for this type of shit, right? And then the other one is the second sun. There's some people on this planet that believe that we have two suns, and that it's a government conspiracy. Oh, what's it called? Second sun conspiracy. Let me change that. Okay. Solar system may have had a second sun. Okay, may have had it. Nemesis, hypothetical star. Bizarre second sun spotted. It's on the sun. I'm not giving them a click. Interesting how this conspiracy theory has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links to the sun. So you know they're just peddling to crazies. Daily Star, Huffington Post. Huffington Post. NASA hiding the truth that a second sun exists. Oh, claims who? Claims are crazy. Well-respected British field astronomer Paul Cox. There's a second sun in our solar system that NASA are keeping secret. Anyways, so these people come into my comments, come into my videos, and claim that there's a second sun and that my videos are proof of it. So the presets work on keyframes from LR Timelapse. They should, in theory. They work for... I don't know if you saw Gunther's latest video about how to stop it from flickering. There is a chance, there is a risk that they induce flickering, but it shouldn't be. But haven't properly tested it, hence this soft launch. And if it doesn't work, I'll just refund you. But yeah, they should all work. And it comes with a funny PDF or a guide that I wrote, which explains the steps and the looks and the extra looks and the tools and stuff. I've also been questioned about Australia, that it's not real, which is also a very funny one. Anyways, this sequence turned to shit. I mean, not to shit. It's still a nice day to night shot of the city. Let's blow up these thumbnails a bit. I was in the wrong app, pushing the wrong buttons. +++, increase thumbnail size. Nibiru, yeah, that's the name of the second sun. Wait, why do you know that? Don't tell me you're a second sun believer. And if you are, let us know how it works, because that's fascinating. This is the favorite thing. I love this so much, just looking at time lapses and discovering things that I didn't know were there and talking about phenomenon and you know, optical happenings like clouds forming and sun rays and sun glow. You see this big ass glow here. If there was a little bit of cloud in front of it, actually there might be some here. You'd see these rays shooting. It's very faint. You probably can't see it with the compression. You see these rays being formed and moving around because the clouds move as well. Anyways, pretty basic shot. Ooh, I've got a cool story. I haven't told anyone about this yet. So, this building is right out my window. It's, how far is it? It's 2-3 kilometers. But they are going fast, like they're building this. So I am committing. Can I show you? Hold on. I'm gonna try and show you. Every day I shoot a photo with a little dot, and I put it on the same frame, and it's already been really fun because you get to see this building go up, but also another building in the back. I realized afterwards it's something I discovered because I shot a time lapse. The beauty of time lapse, you can see glasses, window panes getting installed, and that's just something that I am now committed to. So every day when I wake up and I enter my office, I use one of my 62s. Let's change angles real quick. I really need a Stream Deck. I'm gonna buy a Stream Deck so I can just hit buttons and I don't have to open OBS. Oh, display capture. Oh no, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Main camera. There we are. So, with the 62, with this little sticker on and a memory card that I've committed, I've dedicated to the construction project, which is gonna run for months. So I hope this card doesn't get corrupted. I should probably offload it. Did I just jinx it? Card's write protect switch is set to lock. I know for a fact it's not. That's why I don't like SD cards. They always do this stupid shit. Careful. Okay, here we are. I can just show you on screen. I can just offload it. Let's do that instead. Instead of like trying to show you the back of this camera. Silly man. You know how hard it is to stream and do all this shit and like communicate with people and monitor chat and make sense while having beers and wearing the coolest new merch in town? I've turned my phone off, so I don't know if anyone's buying shit. You don't have to buy shit, by the way. This is a soft launch, not a proper launch. I just wanted to show you what I've been working on for the past couple of weeks. All of January for me has been strategizing and thinking of what I am going to be doing for the rest of the year. I have had almost zero commercial work, like time-lapse work, over the last year. Which coincided with the rise of my selling of ebooks and stuff. So it's perfect timing for me to go harder on that. So I've got a huge A3, A2, A1 sheet here on the wall that is writable, and I've got a lot of cool stuff on there. All right, let's go back to editing screen. Also haven't checked chat. Am I going to edit a Holy Grail with LR Timelapse? Yeah, we can do the Lumix one, and I can run you through that. So this is the first photo I took. Is that on screen? Yeah. Okay, look at this. First of all, this is the building that we're monitoring. Also, this bottom building here is like 100 meters, and they must have like a little rooftop garden or something, because I always see people walking their dog on the building. I'm like, poor dog, just go outside, go on the street, go to a park. There's so many parks around us. Just go run in the park. Oh man, I love photography because I just realized that this building here, this is where Adobe is. That's the Adobe office. And here, can I zoom in on that? How do I? Okay, I can scroll. This bit here, that floor, is a running track. I don't know how long it is, but it goes all around the building. And I've had a meeting somewhere on this floor once. I had a coffee there, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" It's like, "Hey, it's a running track." I'm like, "All right, weird." This church is where we used to live. So our old building must be somewhere here. It's hard to gauge distance, obviously, when you're, oh, maybe this is our old building. Anyways, I was spotting this thing popping up and you know, growing in size. I was like, let me just shoot a photo every day. Favorite camera for time-lapse currently is the S1 or S5, depends. I saw this building getting built and these cranes and all this activity. So I was like, let me just shoot a photo every day. So I set one focus point. I'm shooting full auto, by the way. I set one focus point of the 60 and I aim it right here on this corner because nothing else is getting built in between. And so for the next 12 months, I can shoot a photo every morning when I get into my office, grab the camera, shoot a photo. Boom. Just discovered another thing. This building is one of my favorite buildings. And now I finally know where where Soho is from here. Is it Soho? Oh, camera's gone. Got to swap batteries a second. All right, that should be back. Floop. We on, baby. Be interesting to see how that cut the stream, if at all. Turn that off. It is sad how good the quality looks on screen here versus the compressed view I get in the... Here's another question. Better LR Timelapse Pro Timer or Timelapse Plus View? They're different machines. I'll make a video about it soon because I keep getting questions about it. But yeah, more info on that soon. Back to this. Okay. This building here, I just realized, is in Soho. It's like a brutalist-y building, and I love it. It's a very cool look underneath when you're looking up. But this building, I'm shooting now, and that's already gone up a whole floor. And then while going through the footage, I realized that this building here is in its final stages as well, and they've been adding windows to this side every day. So let's open up all those JPEGs. That was a sunnier day. But I also started shooting other construction sites. Foggy as hell. Yeah, so up till there, let's just select these JPEGs real quick, and then we can cycle through them like so. Okay, yeah, this looks horrible, but you see, like, from one day to the next, they've gone up a whole floor of this building here. Boom. And then also, look at this building on the left here. And see those windows go up like crazy. Like, in one day, they add... How many floors would that be? I don't know, it's hard to get to gauge. So yeah, first and last photo of that sequence. It's almost full now, this building. And a bit of construction here as well. So yeah, pretty fun. Anyways, I'm gonna keep doing that for ages. Cancel that import. Back to business. Let's go back over. Anyways, this whole sidetrack, because I had this shot that I don't love anymore. Let's eject that. Yeah, preview's using it. My ass, not anymore. Okay, I can go back in the dedicated construction camera. Ooh, that card is hot. Jesus Christ. I got like I've got an Anker Thunderbolt 3 or whatever it's called dock, and ooh, seriously hot. Do not recommend touching that. I wonder how much energy that's using. Let's go back to the time lapses. This looks nice. So I would have shot that. This is a pretty wide angle. The sun's still pretty high. So what time was that? Pretty early in the afternoon. 1:43. And then knowing myself, because I am myself, I would have chosen probably a 10 or 15 second interval. So let's have a look. 10-second interval. So if we scroll through that, oh, look at those different layers of clouds. We have some low clouds here in the almost foreground, moving right to left. We have some high clouds moving there to there. We've got the sun. Oh. Wonder how this shot's gonna go. Dramatic as hell. Look at that. A couple of rays shooting through the city. Look at those upwards rays. So those rays are called crepuscular rays. I've been streaming for an hour already. That's wild. Hello, Graphics Dream HD. So crepuscular rays are sun rays shooting down. Anti-crepuscular rays are rays shooting up, if I'm not mistaken. And oh, look at that. Look at this little... It's like a disco ball. Except totally different, because we're not reflecting light, we're blocking that light in a certain path. This is a nice shot. Look at them rays. That's another thing, and I know this because I get these comments a lot, is flat earthers think that this kind of ray proves that the earth is flat, because part of their reasoning is that the sun is very close. and they're like, look at these rays. They're pointing like this. And if you go to the where they combine, the sun can't be that far. And I'm like, I see what you're saying, but also these rays are much bigger than you think. And they're not going sideways. They're shooting from this cloud way, way far away down, very, very long. But for us, it looks like they're just like that. That's my theory, at least. That's good to know. Hello, hey, Dino? Ooh, look at that sun. Look at those rays. Look at those birds. Fucking birds. Are birds real? What do you guys think? It's another reason I love time-lapse over here. These stacks of clouds just blowing up like mushrooms. Do mushrooms blow up? But you see what I mean? This movement. So let's have a look at these clouds. 10 seconds between shots. Yeah, Lightroom's very slow because I'm doing all this streaming stuff. Maybe in develop mode we'll see it in more detail. Woof, that's too far in. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, there's a lot of movement in those clouds. You can see it with the naked eye. You can see them kind of like blow up like a mushroom cloud. That's why I said mushrooms earlier. A mushroom cloud, they kind of like, you know, goes like that. Mushrooms, do mushrooms go like that? I don't know. I want to have a quick look. Ooh, this is a nice shot. Again, a shot, I had set this shot up. What's going on here? Oh yeah. So, whoa, that's grainy. It looks grainy because I was working on fake analog photo filters, and that's why. But yeah, this shot I'd set up because we're at that time of year again where the sun sets in a straight like angle with this building on the right here. And eventually the sun moves to the right, looking at the sunset, and each building will light up by itself individually during certain days of the year. Plus, we had some nice low altitude clouds and a nice little pocket of cumulo whatever cloud behind it here. Bit flickery this shot, also a bit green. Also, the color grading I'm doing today is going to be totally useless because this ViewSonic monitor I'm on is not color. Here's a nice little... Hold on, where are we? Nice little shot. Ooh, landed on it. This is developed with one of the presets that I made. So yeah, before and after. This is kind of a one-stop filter. Actually, no, it's not, because I redeveloped them because they wouldn't use flickering. So I've made them better. Yeah, you can try that out for yourself. Hello, Ruben. Ruben Stecher. Stecher? German? Austrian? Or not? Beautiful glow on these buildings. Left is straight out of camera. Right is edited with some Matty Joe's presets. Nick K, that's a question for another stream. Maybe when I'm specifically in LR time-lapse, because I can't think right now. Or maybe someone in the chat can answer. Ah, Dutch. Hallo, alles goed? Fijn weekend, goeie vrijdag. Bier. This is another example of the sun getting blocked on the other side because it did not pop like I had hoped. I've talked about this twice now. I want to show you, but I don't have the hard drive plugged in. Yeah, maybe it'll show up on another one. Here's a night shot. Not sure why I have this night shot. It's freaking boring. Oh no, I know why. You think it's freaking boring, right? It's also an angle I don't shoot much, but in this case, I started shooting it because it's one of the few clear nights we had, and I wanted this shot to feature, fuck if I'm wrong, oh no, there she is. I wanted to show the moon coming in the frame, and we had some nice clouds, and this I could edit with the upcoming moon composite video. The members in the chat can actually already watch that video. So yeah, this is a very long shot. It's one of the long, only 1,000 frames, but yeah, quite a long shot of the moon. The moon coming down, not a full moon. We've got Orion here on the left, constellation. One of the first constellations that I got to know when I started shooting astro as a wee child. No, not a wee child, but definitely much younger now than I am now. Quick little astro bit. This is the constellation Orion. These 4 stars. This is the belt of Orion, and this is Orion's sword, if I'm not mistaken. And here you can see a nebula with the naked eye. However, not when you're living in the heart of London. Anyways, cool little moonshot. Had it go... Pretty sure I had to go all the way down, but maybe I didn't, because that's running out. Oh no. What happened? Clouds move in? Could have had a nice moon halo in this shot. High altitude clouds and a bright object, such as the sun or the moon. High chance for halos. If I could sing, I would sing Halo, but I can't, so I won't. What's this shot? Why do I have this shot? I always like shooting when the clouds are low at night because there you have it. These occasional flare-ups of moisture and cloud moving through a bit of light. And then this top bit here as well. And then just like seeing all this, what do you call them? Exhaust fumes from the buildings, like venting. And another, mate, this computer's not doing well. Ooh. This crane here is new, and this crane is building a building that's going up next to, if I'm not mistaken, I gotta find my angle here, next to this building, next to 22. I saw that construction site a while back. This is a cheese grater, great lifts going up and down here. But yeah, this crane's new, and that bright ass light is new as well. I mean, looking at this scene, that's the brightest light. I don't know if I like that, but maybe that's another long-term construction time-lapse that I can do. I did not capture the wolf moon last night. I had no idea about it. I should really get like a lunar calendar to know when what is happening, or just watch Alan Wallace's What's in the Night Skies videos. Alan's got an astro channel, and he shares a lot of knowledge as well. And he's got a series called What's in the Night Sky, and it's a genius idea because every month he can be like, all right, this is what's going to be in the night sky this month. This is when we had snow. This is a shit filter I developed, but not one that's been published. Look at that! Snow in London. We had some thick snowflakes. Very nice. Everything gone. Canary Wharf's usually here. And yeah, just totally blocked. We went for a little walk. Almost fell. It was cute. And then sunset. Yeah, you can see how low the clouds and stuff were. And then I actually shot a time lapse of this roof here because all the snow was melting. And I'm pretty sure I've got a whole shot of that. Oh, that was that morning. That was a sunrise. We'll go and edit that one in a bit. But I thought I had a shot of that snow moving. Select 2 photos and hit N in Lightroom to compare the both. And yeah, bit of snow. I thought I had a time lapse of it though. Oh yeah, this one. First and last. Boring though. Also, it's a school to the left here. I always feel like a creep, which I'm not. I promise. Oh yeah, I was gonna check the shop. Whew. David Yateman. G'day, mate. Thanks for the support, y'all. Much appreciated. All right, this sunrise shot. That's not sunrise. This, wait, where is it? This one. I woke up early. That's the snow day. I woke up early that day, and I opened my eye and I see this orange, intense. I am Dutch, yes. Well, no, ik ben Vlaams. Nee, ik ben Belgisch. En Australisch. Intense, saturated orange light hitting the wall through the curtains or the blinds, and I look out. And I lose my shit. I'm like, oh my God. And this is what it looked like. So I run, get my phone. Luckily, I've got like permanent clamps for the cameras mounted on the balcony railing. Yeah, sorry about the shipping. I don't know why that is. That's why it's a soft launch, and that's why it's good to do a practice launch. So I'm already not making any money on them. I can't drop the price more. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. We'll do a proper launch. But yeah, thanks for letting me know how the shipping is. Fruit. That's way too much. Maybe I need a different provider. Anyways, we'll figure that out later. I grabbed the Lumix. I grabbed my phone. I'm like, I need a quick story. So I set up the camera first because I know this moves fast. As you will see when I scroll through this sequence. this lasts for minutes, this kind of intensity. And I made a bit of a mistake. I shot on a 3-second interval, I think. Yeah, top left here, you see 27, 30, 33, so a 3-second interval. I should have been shooting at a 1-second interval. But I was a bit, sleepy-headed, and I wasn't entirely sure how long I was going to be shooting for and what else would be happening, because the sun hadn't come up yet. The sun's not peeking out yet. If you're shooting too fast, then maybe the card was full, etc. So I kind of, I went with a 3-second interval. I should have gone with a 1-second, because then it would have lasted longer. But yeah, let's have a look at from the beginning of this shot, 3 seconds per frame, scrolling through it. See how quickly it just disappears, this color in the sky. And we're starting, and flash like that, it's gone. Super, super cool. And then you're like, where did all those clouds go? They're still here. You just can't see them. You see these faint splotches, but they catch the light like crazy under the right circumstances. And you can predict that for sunset, this kind of fire sky, because you can see that raggedy look in the sky. It's very cool. And yeah, so that shot, definitely editing that one. And that's, the sun is, we had the smallest little gap here of light through which all of that color was shooting. You still see some remnants here of that glow, of that light getting reflected and stuff. But yeah, that lit up the whole sky like crazy. And I posted that shot on TikTok with the sea shanty song, which has been, going viral, etc. Because I was like, red sky at night, red sky in the morning, whatever it is. So I posted it on TikTok, and usually I get like, I don't know, what do I get, 200, 300 views? This one got 30,000 views, and I was at 600 followers, and I'm at 1,100 followers almost. So just using one semi-viral song, or one relevant song, pairing that with a cool video, which is like a reveal, I don't know if that's showing properly, a reveal of the sky. $5,400 likes, crazy. Yeah, don't worry about the shipping, guys. We'll be doing that. I'll be redoing that. I should have tested it more before doing the soft launch, but that's fine. But I appreciate y'all looking into it. We will be getting these hats out somehow, you bet. Imagine waking up half an hour later and seeing this and thinking, oh, what a boring sunrise. Not knowing that 30 minutes ago it was looking like this. Fantastic. Let's add that to the edit list. G to go to library overview, right click here, create, select all these photos from the collection, create folder inside, copy that name that we still have. This is from the 24th, can wharf dash sunrise dash top dash raw. Sometimes I shoot JPEG sequences and then I have JPEG at the end. I should just let out the raw because it's an extra step, but I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm so used to adding that little raw at the end. Can't stop it. And it's moving fast, so that's good. I am currently filming on a 1DX Mark II, the one I had sold, or that I was selling to mpb.com. It's a website where you can sell gear. But they lowered the quote when they checked the shutter count. Because I'm a time-lapser, there's a lot of clicks on that, and so they dropped the quote by like 400 pounds or 600 pounds, and they were already only paying 1,800 pounds. So I was like, you know what? I'll just have it back then. And the same happened with the other 62. So I've got all my cameras back. But it's a bit of a silly camera to record on in 4K. The only reason I use it is because the facial autofocus is really good. But to shoot YouTube videos, etc., the motion JPEG codec for 4K footage is so big. So luckily I've got a lot of hard drives. Clear outside out for clouds. I'll check that out. Got a lot of hard drives to store stuff on, but still, now that I'm working with Josh for edits, I need to figure out a better codec to send stuff, like a proper proxy workflow. What happened today? Jennifer Klinger, I see you in my shop. Everyone that buys stuff from my store gets a personalized video message, by the way. But yeah, to answer the question, I'm filming on a 1DX2. Got a Rode NT USB mini microphone here on a cheap podcast arm. Got a light here. I'll do a studio overview for channel members. Channel members will also get a gear overview, all the shit that's in this little cupboard here. You can become a channel member for $1. £1, £1. You hit the join button on the channel and you get a cool badge next to your name, a green badge if you're just signing up, and if you have it for a while, your badge changes color. Eventually, it turns into flames. I don't think anyone's got the flame badge yet. So, we'll be editing this one, and then let's check out this last shot. Oh yeah, that's that house. So, let's have a look. Oh, here's another good... Oh, what did I do here? Oh, it was a boring sunrise. I'd programmed that one to shoot. If only I'd shot the day before. Bit of flat earth theory here for who was the flat earther in the chat. These clouds here appear to be over the horizon. This type of cloud is not necessarily a low cloud. For it to be in the shot where it is there is proof that the earth is round and not flat. Boom. Got him. But yeah, straight out of camera, this shot looked like that, and this is with one of the presets. Speaking of presets and digital products, that's why I fucking talk about digital products in my ebook, because physical products have shipping. Can't believe it's $20 shipping for a hat that costs $20 or $25 or whatever. It's just ridiculous. Sorry about that. That's really annoying. Nothing I can do about now. Let's edit this shot. So, I mean, oh, no photo selected. There was a photo selected. Don't lie to me, Adobe. Oh, computer's struggling, I think. So, left is straight out of camera, which is not bad. Right is with a slight edit. What did I edit? I added vibrance and saturation, and I lifted the shadows a bit so you get a little bit more foreground detail visible. You see how the shadows are just up a wee bit, and then a tone curve gives just that little extra contrast here in the sky. What else did I do? I didn't touch the color grading or any of that. Added a bit of sharpening, and then I don't think I even touched the calibration. So let's reset that to its original setup, and then let's have a look at these presets that I've been working on. First of all, set your exposure manually, because you can't really do auto exposure. Actually, let's see what happens if we press auto exposure. I don't like that. It's not horrible. It's a bit much though. Bit heavy. When I do the telephoto sunsets, I do use filters. I've got step up and step down filters, and I just slap a couple of NDs on there, usually about 15 stops worth. Anyways, set exposure manually. The exposure is fine. Treatment and profile. This changes the what do you call it? Yeah, treatment or the profile. So you can, for example, see if camera flat. This is what it looked like as a raw file with that profile, but I set it with these presets to quickly go to camera landscape, which makes it already a bit punchier straight away. Then you can select a white balance. Let's go golden hour. Because it's golden hour, just makes it a tad warmer, but you can also just have sun, and then it just changes, you know, how much color is in there, how much yellow and pink. Contrast adjustments, flat, low, medium, strong. You can really crank it up if you want, but we won't be doing that. I'm just going to keep it low. You don't even have to click any of these. Emphasize colors. Look to the right of the screen when I hit that. Boom. Slap some vibrance and saturation on there. All these steps and all these looks, you can do it yourself, but this is just like boom, boom, boom. And it shows you as well. So it's a bit of an educational thing, but it's a bit hot on the vibrancy there. So I'm going back down to 10. And again, the screen I'm editing on is trash for color accuracy. So don't worry about that too much. We're not actually, like, I wouldn't be editing anything for like a client and stuff on here. Where were we? Contrast, emphasize colors, sharpen and denoise. Just adds a little bit of sharpening. It probably doesn't translate at all on this live stream with compression. And then you add a lens correction, which didn't seem to do much. Yeah, I don't think there's a profile for that lens setup. Wonder what I shot that on. Anyways, doesn't matter. Then you can go to the looks, and the looks adjust stuff differently. You can see top left, and I've built them. They're named after clouds. So different types of clouds: alto cumulus, alto stratus, cirro cumulus, illostratus, Cirrus, cumulonimbus, cumulus, nimbostratus, stratocumulus, and stratus, as we would say in Belgium or in Flemish. Don't do auto exposure on stars. Yeah, no. I never use auto exposure. Sometimes to see what it does. It's usually fucked. The presets are built around the colors of the rainbow and the stages of color you get in the sky for sunsets and sunrises. So the first two are kind of neutral. Then we have gold, pink, purple, and blue. So depending on the color that is already in your shot, it'll either emphasize or cancel that out. So I've tested these on like so many different things. So many different shots that, you know, day, night, sunrise, sunset, whatever. So the neutral one is something I'd go here because like the shot itself straight out of the camera is already so incredibly powerful. Also, let me just so you can have a look at the stuff that I've made. Put it in chat. I think that leads to it. And then can I pin that? Replace pinned. Cool. I wouldn't touch this at all, this stuff. It's pretty much straight out of camera, great. But yeah, the first look, second look, these ones. So in this shot, that changes a lot. But on another shot, you would barely notice a difference because it affects different colors differently. Like you can see here in the color grading tab, and this affects, you know, the blues and the oranges and the yellows in different ways. So you can select a look, and this works for time lapses or photos. This is obviously way too intense. This has dropped the luminance down. Why is it so intense there? Because I've added more of that color in these wheels. But yeah, we wouldn't be doing that. I would go for something like that. And you see the before and after. It's even too intense, this. So I wouldn't do much of that. You can reset the look, but keep your previous edits. And then added some of these extra looks as well, like a fake film look, which looks visco-y, fake HDR, which is just your shadows and white balance, shadows and highlights. Too intense here, but yeah, you can edit it yourself. Glowy night. At night looks cool because it makes buildings glow. And then inverted is always fun to see what where the color is because it kind of reveals all that. Anywho's, let's just go with that. Let's reset the look. Reset it there. Go like that. Boom, boom. No lens corrections here, and we'll go with that first look. So now, what you do is, there's two ways you can synchronize these edits across all the other photos. Usually what I do is I copy and paste all the settings, and then I go to the last shot, and I copy and paste it on there, and sometimes a shot in the middle as well to see if I need to change anything throughout the shot, because some settings work well for the first photo, but not for the last one. Like here, we see that it's too dark on this last photo, so I just add some exposure there, and I would also change the white balance here to something warmer because those clouds are too blue. Once again, this display is bad. I usually grade on the laptop, but I've got all my streaming stuff on there now. Do I use ISO 50? Yeah, sometimes. Hey, Tom, how are you? And hi from the Netherlands. It's Flemish Fridays today, so I can speak Vlaams of Netherlands. Anyways, we can even go a little bit warmer here because I still think that's very blue, but maybe that's my display. Anyways, so now I've got settings on the last photo and on the first photo. Select all these photos. I go to File. Then there's two ways you can do this. There's a free plugin or a paid plugin. I'm going to go with the paid plugin. Blend settings between keyframes. And then it adjusts the settings between the first and the last photo gradually. Kind of ramps it. And usually that's faster, but I think my computer's struggling a bit. Lowest native ISO. It's probably, I don't know what it is on the Lumixes. Also don't need to use the Timelapse plus view controller on there because the built-in algorithm's so good with the stuff. Speaking of that algorithm, this plugin also deflickers for exposure changes, but that doesn't work with the Lumixes because it thinks it's changed exposure, but in the metadata or in the EXIF data, it's already smoothed out because of the camera stuff. So you got to unclick smooth exposure changes. And just like that, it's now interpolating these keyframes from the first and last one. And now it's applying the settings from here, from this first photo, onto the next one, and it changes it gradually. Because it's not too long of a sequence, we'll probably be able to see that in the white balance changes here on the right. So this white balance is 5,600 on the first photo, but it's 6,600 on the last photo. So it's got to change 1,000 points in white balance temperature. So if I click forward, and how long is this sequence? 600 photos. So it's going to change by a few points between photos. And there you have it, 5,601. And then the next photo is 0.3. Yeah, there we go, nailed it, 5,603. And so that changes. Something else I would do manually with a shot like this, once I've done all the grading, is go to the transform, where are we? Transform panel. Constrain crop, because that makes life easier. And then you're going to go on a vertical, because you see this slight lean of this building, maybe that building. Pretty much the only building that's straight here would be a building right smack in the middle. And then with this vertical thing, it kind of tilts the plane that you're in, the grid, the photo, tilts it. So you can straighten, see how those buildings become straight? I'm still holding the mouse button now, and it's going to automatically crop as soon as I release. So you use that grid as a guide. You don't have to go too far. Something like that, and I release, and boom, now we have a straight image compared to the leaning on the left and the straight on the right. I'm just going to hit G again. And now, if I do Shift Command C again, and I uncheck all, but I only check the transform, I can copy those settings across the board on all these photos. Even though they all have separate settings and they've been given different values because of that interpolating the keyframes. If I now just paste that on top of that, they will have a change in white balance and exposure, and will all have the same transformation added to it. And that's my beer. That's all right, Ken. Appreciate you being here regardless of when you come in. Now the next step, let's go sequence by sequence, is again Command A and then Command S, and that saves the metadata. And while that's happening, I'm going to get another beer. Je suis retourné. God, lost 10 viewers. That's alright. Hey, Sol, alles goed, man? Mike Leah. Let me just have a quick check, see what's going on here. Sweet. Yeah, the blending keyframe thing is part of that. So that was done using the Timelapse Plus Studio. I hate their naming scheme plugin. There's also another plugin which does similar stuff by Jeffrey Friedel, Fade Develop Settings. Oh, it doesn't work in Lightroom 10. Please upgrade. Okay, let's go and have a look. Internal errors here is going great. Can't type anymore. Jeffrey Friedel, Lightroom plugin. Google that. So this is this guy, and he just develops Lightroom goodies. It's donationware, this one. Lightroom goodies. Export plugins, other utility plugins, Timelapse support, fade develop settings across a large set of images. So this is one of the features that the paid plugin has built in. However, this one's free, or donationware, and it works similarly. So, oh, he updated in October. I haven't updated it in a while, so let's install that. You can share your Facebook page, Jörn, but I'm not sure how many people are gonna be checking that out. But yeah, feel free. I should probably set up some rules for streams at some point. I know generally people don't encourage people sharing their own stuff in chat, but do what you want. It's the Wild West. It's Friday. Plugin manager. Show in Finder. So let's go and see where I've put that. And then the one I just downloaded here. Drag that in there. Replace the old one with the new one. Disabled. Let's enable it. Reload plugin. Register. I'm gonna open up my email for that. That was quick. Hello. Don't want notifications on my screen. Stream screen. I'm just looking for the license info. Receipt. New code is required every couple of years. When upgrading, I'll probably need to. Anyways, I donate this guy every now and then because I used to use his plugin a lot. £5, $1, 30, blah blah blah. Yeah, look, I'm not going to bother now, but this plugin does similar stuff. It doesn't deflicker or anything. It just ramps settings across a large sequence of images, which is useful. That was weird. That sounded so odd. Maybe it's because of my headphones. Anywho's, skål. Vlomsvrijdag. So we have saved our metadata. I already did that. That was silly. Now, in the first stream I did, the first time-lapse editing stream, I was manually going through each sequence, each folder, and renaming them. Now, I found a better way to do that. I found a faster way. Well, I wasn't renaming them, but I was renaming them in After Effects. So let's go to After Effects. AEP. When you drag a sequence, when you drag a folder containing a raw sequence with metadata into After Effects, it imports it as a sequence. Well, I messed up my stream window there. Then you gotta rename the sequence that you just imported. You gotta rename the composition that you make with it and the folder. That's why Jan Breitenbach emailed me after that stream. He's like, I think I can speed up your workflow, which is much appreciated, with this macro that like maps keys and shortcuts and stuff to your screen. It was very complex to fine tune and build out on my own system. But then I discovered, little outside the box thinking, I discovered that you can just skip that whole process. So I'm right-clicking on this folder name. I say rename, Command C to copy that name. Now check this out. Select all images. Go to file name here on the right. And I just paste that. Now it's going to rename this whole sequence. So the source files, currently, these source files have Sunrise Top, have file names like pana 6682, 6683.rw2 and 3 and stuff. That's what the sequence is going to be called in After Effects if you just import it. However, if you now here Should rename that. Actually, let's rename that whole sequence because it's not RAW, it's not RWA, it's RAW. Copy that, save. Wait, did I change that or not? Dummy. Save. Go here to file name, which is mixed, obviously, because they're mixed file names, and then paste your name in there. And I teach this in my time-lapse ebook as well, how to set up this preset. And I hit OK. Bada bing, bada boom, renaming 609 images, and you see how fast that goes. And now you go into Finder, and all these images are renamed, just like that. Now the beauty of this is, if you do that for all your sequences, and you're on a flow, instead of importing each sequence individually into After Effects and doing the renaming and stuff, you can drag all of your folders in one go, and then just hit enter, 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 and simultaneously it will import them with the right naming structure, your file names are right, and you can create compositions with the same file name as well. So if you're working with dozens of sequences and you want to be on top of your naming structure, etc., because you want to revisit this type of footage later on or whatever, you know, structure and organization is key with time-lapse if you're doing this long term, then it's so easy to go and revisit it, and it saves you a lot of time. So now if I just drag this into After Effects, it recognizes that there's a raw sequence in there. Is my video getting behind the sound? That's very frustrating. I wonder why that is. Now, as you can see, this has all the settings. I just hit enter. That's my shot. New composition from selection. And this composition now also has the correct name. And now all I gotta do is hit Control Command M, or I've mapped it on my mouse. Add it to the render queue. Set it as ProRes. Select the location where I'm gonna export it. Actually on that drive. In the renders folder there. And then if I now hit render, it starts rendering. Okay. It lags out. Yeah, I had to put in a delay because I'm screen capturing the Canon tethering screen, and there was a delay with the mic, etc. So maybe that's what's happening, or maybe it's your internet, Henry. I don't know. Let's do a LR time-lapse sequence of the shard tele. So I messed up when I made that sequence because obviously I shot more than one. So go back to the collection, and then I just drag that in there. And then it's going to show up with a warning like, oh, this photo's already there. I'm like, yes, I know. As handpieces. Not that numbers matter to me too much, but I'm blown away that I've got 58, almost 60 concurrent viewers. That is so cool. Thank you for the support. I wish I could do like, I don't know, give free memberships or stuff. I don't think I can do that. Wait, can I? I can click a button that says show your support for Matthew Vandeputte. Sweet. So here's that notification that I said earlier. The file already exists at the destination, obviously. So this sequence, let's replay it, was shot on the Panasonic, which is only like a 16 or 18 megapixel camera, so it's not too heavy. The files are pretty chill. What was that notification that just popped up? I missed it. Because I could rewatch the stream for that. This sequence is, yeah, I mean, these files are pretty simple to edit, and Lightroom LR Timelapse kind of blows through them. So LR Timelapse, open that up, and let's edit a sequence in LRT. Celebrating 10 years. LR Timelapse has an Instagram account now, run by Gunther and Emmerich. Emmerich's a French guy. He's kind of got the same story as me. Loves time-lapse, moved across the world for someone else or for their own stuff, and then just started doing time-lapse, and there's a lot of overlap between us, which is pretty funny. Anyways, they're both running the LR time-lapse account now on Instagram. All right, this is LR Timelapse. If you're not familiar with it, it's software built by a German guy, Günther, Wegener, and is the best thing that happened to the world of time-lapse in ever, maybe. What's the sequence? Short tele. So only 430 shots. This should be good. So I navigate to that in the Finder. That's the folder we're gonna edit. Let me just shut After Effects because it uses up a lot of RAM. I save it and quit it. Back to the Finder, and I just drag this now in After Effects. That's new from the latest update, I think. And it should recognize, it should navigate here to the correct location. It's now loading the sequence, loading the directory, and it's going to start analyzing the brightness of each image. Based on that, we're going to have to deflicker or not. It's going to load all the metadata in here. This is a very straightforward edit. This won't take much time, but I'll take my time to go through it. And hopefully, yeah, we'll do a quick render as well, maybe. We'll see. I'm not going to stream too long. I do want to relax tonight. It is a Friday, but we'll see. How does the audio sound, by the way? Because I haven't had much time to tune that. And I put some dampeners on this arm because the springs were making noise and stuff. But yeah, I do like this. It sounds good in here, except it's more to the left, and I got to figure that out. But I'm not sure what the compression's like on the stream, the streaming software, etc. So this blue curve that's being generated, pretty much the software is looking at each image and quickly looking at the built-in JPEG preview that is in every RAW file. Because even if you're shooting only a RAW file, there's still some sort of image data embedded so that you can quickly preview it on the back of your camera. And I believe that's what LR Timelapse uses to create these previews. And I'm kind of confused because I'm pretty sure I shot this in AV mode on the FZ82, and that doesn't have a smooth Holy Grail mode. Unless I managed to find one somehow with like using, maybe I shot on a different mode. Maybe I just shot it on manual. Oh, there's a bit of flicker there. Anyways, this blue curve is a representation of the overall brightness of the image. And it's still building, so it's slow. Yeah, so there's a jump. And another jump. And another jump, and another jump. That's what a Canon curve would look like. A lot of weird stuff happening there. The software's slow until it loads all this. I know shooters like Martin Heck from Timestorm, they let this run in a big batch overnight and then start editing. I've never done that. I actually don't even know how to batch preview all that. But yeah, now we can kind of scroll through the sequence or click play to get a preview. Yeah, this would have been shot on aperture priority mode, but because the light was changing so slowly, there wasn't much need for exposure jumps up until the end where it did get darker. And so that creates these zigzag patterns because the camera changes. What does it change? Let's have a look. So here we have our bars. Preview luminance is the value of this blue curve at that point. So these are all the photos, these are the file names. Interval 7 seconds. Aperture f5.6 because that's the max aperture at that zoom length. ISO 100, but here shutter speed in the middle, you can see, has been adjusted from 1.6 to 2, and then from 2 to 1.6, and then up and down again, because different amounts of cloud in the shot impact the brightness, so, and then the shot itself is lining up, so the camera's like, oh, I gotta go brighter or darker, and then it starts doing that in these jumps, whereas modern cameras, like the Sonys and the Lumixes and the Canons, but only in time-lapse video mode, they do a smooth adjustment. Don't we all want faster computers? So the reason LR Timelapse exists is to remove these jumps to have it be smooth. So let's edit the sequence. And it's gotten so simple over time. I've been using LR Timelapse not since it launched. I think I had the next version, but yeah, for a long time. So keyframes wizard. Set some keyframes. Don't need too many keyframes here because it's quite similar. So I'm only gonna, fuck it, let's do that. Then you hit save. Then it saves the metadata, and what it does is it adds these keyframes to the photos, and they're reflected in Lightroom. Ooh, that process bar is new. You select all the photos, right click, and then you do metadata, read metadata, and now it's going to reload the data, so you see it here. And what you will notice is that the first photo has gotten 4 stars, and then throughout, as it's reading, it's really slow. My computer's struggling. For each keyframe that has been generated here, these blue diamonds that are reflected here as well, so 308, you will see them as keyframes. Wait, this is confusing me. Anyways, doesn't matter. You install this preset here when you install LR Timelapse, and it shows you the sequence. I got 64 gigs of RAM on this computer. Piece of shit. It's constantly blowing its fans. I thought I had it fixed. I thought it was Chrome's fault, but it's still just blowing. Just sitting there idly. It's noisy as hell. You could probably hear it on the mic right now as well. So annoying. I paid, because of the exchange rate, etc., in Australian dollars. I bought it here in pounds, but in Australian dollars, this computer that I'm on, which is a laptop, 16-inch MacBook Pro, cost me 9,200 Australian dollars. And I bought it at the time when I pretty much only had Australian dollars, so buying it here in pounds hurt a lot. Still does. Especially annoying when it's super loud. So, this sequence has been loaded. These are the photos that are these blue keyframes here. And what you're going to do is you're going to color grade them, and then it's going to change settings in between so they all look the same. So what you would do here is a change like, actually let's try out the presets that I developed. Let's follow the steps. Set exposure manually. This is a fine exposure for me. White balance, golden hour, because it's sunset and you can actually see the color in the sky. We've got some nice high altitude clouds there. Contrast, let's go medium. Emphasize the colors, sharpen and denoise. I don't think there's lens corrections available for this one, so that doesn't matter too much. And then we can add a look. And these looks, the first 2 emphasize what is there already. Then we go into the golden territory. Then it's, what is it, gold, pink, purple, and blue. So there's 2 intensity levels. That's different. And because the sky has a certain color already, if you add another color, it's, color theory, it has an effect or it doesn't have an effect at all. And this kind of takes it away. This neutralizes it more. So let's just emphasize what's there already, because I think that's pretty interesting. This is fun because it's the first time testing these presets with an automatically shot Holy Grail like this. Now, that's been applied, that look. Hit G to go back to the library overview. Hit Shift and click the last photo. So you select all these photos, but you see this one is selected now as the main photo. Then Lightroom installs this script, or LR Timelapse does, and you say sync keyframes, and it pastes the settings across these images. Now, this last image is too warm. That's not what it looks like, because the white balance is off. The white balance here is a white balance that you would use at sunset, 6,600. It's never the same when you change colors, and I've played around with this over time, like when do you change, but here, like, this is still kind of what it looked like at the time. So is this. You see that glow? But then it changes. Like, then here, it looks a bit weird. So from here to the next one, we got to change the white balance from the sunset color to the nighttime color. So we know the previous photo is 6,600, and I know I want to end up with around probably 4,000 white balance. So I got to change a bit over 1,000 in Kelvin points. So let's just go down 5,600 for this image. And that looks a bit more natural. And we don't need to edit these other ones because I'm happy with how they look. Actually, let's go earlier. Let's edit that one from 6.6 to 5.5, just like that. Sync keyframes. And this is the fun of editing raw files. You can push and pull a lot. Let's go to the next image. And you can make it look as you want. What do we got? 4,500. And that's kind of cool. That changes the look already. That we go from a nice warm golden sky to this. And then we see that the end image is still quite hot, as in temperature-wise, warm, and a bit pink as well. Each camera is different, you know, the way they process colors, etc. Also just noticed that the treatment and profile setting didn't work. This is still on Adobe Standard, which might induce flickering, but we'll find that out in a sec. And then here, finally, let's try out 3500. Let's do it. So we go from nice and warm to cool, and we select these images, Command S to save the metadata. Then we go back to Lightroom, back to LR Timelapse, and then we're going to reload. It's become so simple over the years to follow this. There was so much manual work when LR Timelapse launched. I don't know if anyone in chat here, maybe Henry, was there when you had to like manually put in where you changed exposure and stuff, make your own keyframes. It was crazy. So I didn't change exposure, but I did change white balance. And you'll see here in these columns that stuff has changed. So I've reloaded, the data has been added to LR Timelapse. If I now hit auto transition, it calculates all the differences between the photos and it adjusts the values of all that data in between these keyframes. So that becomes nice and smooth and uniform. I should have changed the exposure, but here you can see a curve that goes down. I don't know which curve that is, the white balance curve, I guess. And in theory, you could export now and it should be fine, but LR Timelapse has this visual previews thing built in, so let's hit that. And I was gonna render a quick low resolution preview for us to review so that we can see what else needs to happen, if the shot works or not. We're probably gonna have to add some visual deflickering, which uses a different algorithm to remove further flickering. Now I am interested to see how this is gonna work because I'm running a lot of shit at the same time, but we're starting. So these things down at the bottom here, they're DNG converters by Adobe. They change the raw file, the raw data from the sensor to a DNG file, and it generates a new preview. And slowly but surely, this bar here will become or fill with the pink stuff, and you get an estimated time. So you got a bit over 7 minutes to just chill. Oh, my back. Oh. Yes, I still have issues with my back, which is why I'm standing at my desk on a mat with my Birkenstocks on. It's kind of hopeless. I'm going to be honest. It got to me yesterday. I cried yesterday because I was just so freaking miserable. And there's nothing wrong with crying. But yeah, man, it just got to me. I was just at this point where I'm like, I have been struggling with chronic, constant pain with my wrist from my accident 10 years ago. Had that for years. That's finally over. And now that I'm finally healthy and I can do all this shit, all of a sudden I've got a back issue that's now been going on for so long. And it's very demotivating, demoralizing, everything, especially now that the lockdown's just been extended and I haven't seen any of my friends or family in ages, you know. Had a shitty night last night. But we're here now. Back to class. See you, mate. Thanks for signing up. So yeah. But I've been on a roll lately. Just so motivated this month in January to redo my business and redevelop stuff and work on new things. It's very fun. The short of it is, I'm going to build out an empire of educational content. This is a scoop. Damn, Ken, sorry to hear that. That sucks, man. I know, you know, back-to-back surgeries and stuff, it's horrible, especially when it affects it always affects you, but your mobility like that is super frustrating. But yeah, I'm building an empire. You know, I've got a degree in film. I went to film school for 4 years in Brussels. I've got all that knowledge. I've got so much experience myself, not just about time-lapse, but about photography, videography, editing, how to run a business as a creative, how to run a business as a creator, people skills, post-processing skills, all of this. So last week I bought a Kajabi subscription, which costs 2,500 Australian dollars. And pretty much that's going to be a website where you can get courses, or where I can host courses where you can buy access to courses. Smoke some weed against the pain. No comment. Illegal in the UK. So stupid. Um, but yeah, I'm building out a huge amount of knowledge, both free and paid. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing now, obviously, but I'm branching out much bigger. And that's a lot to take on as a one-man band. But that's why I've been strategizing, and that's why I did that 4-day digital retreat. This and that. Yep, at the Rits, inderdaad. Audiovisuele technieken, beeldgeluid montage is my degree. See you, Tom. Sorry, I missed you leaving. Have a good shoot. Pre-med degree, never use it. Yeah. I mean, I guess I use my degree, but I get the question a lot, and this is a video I wanted to make as well. Like, is it worth to go to film school? And in my opinion, not really. But I am happy I did it. But everything I was taught there, everything I learned, I feel like I could have found on online or in workshops or in YouTube videos and stuff. And I mean, look at my YouTube channel. It's got hundreds of videos and the playlists of dozens of videos. Pretty much everything I know is there. Now with these live streams especially, I'm sharing so many inside tips and little things that is hard to find in other videos. But the one thing I did find useful with my film degree is that it's, it's like a college degree or whatever the equivalent is. I was able to use that for my residency and citizenship application in Australia. And if I didn't have a higher education degree, I probably wouldn't have been let in. So yes, glad I have it. But in hindsight, didn't get too much out of it. Don't really stay in touch with anyone from there. Don't really feel like I use a lot of skills from there. But I do still have a lot of that knowledge and skill. So I now want to pour all of that stuff, pour everything I know into mini courses and big courses. And the first course that's already under development and has been for a while is everything time-lapse, hyperlapse, planning, shooting, processing. Then the second YouTube channel is going to launch soon, if I ever get around to it. And that's going to be, I'm still trying to figure out the tagline, but pretty much I'm a creative and I help other creatives thrive. So I'm trying to find the good umbrella line. But yeah, that channel will be about how to price your projects, how to find clients, how to pitch ideas, how to make passive income using the skills and the knowledge that you have. So a whole new channel starting from scratch, which is exciting because it doesn't fit on this channel, obviously. And then I'm going to make all of that into courses as well. But yeah, you should see this wall with IDs and to-do lists and stuff. Started using Notion as well, which is this very hype notes-taking platform and planning platform, etc. I have done a lot of time-lapse workshops, but I don't do them anymore right now. I mean, if there was no lockdown, I probably would run some boutique high-end workshops here because we've got a shared rooftop here that I can invite people to, and I would just run workshops. But yeah, I used to do them in Australia, but I don't have a big network here right now of stuff. I was thinking of pitching the idea to some photo stores, but I'm like, I'm better off spending and investing all of my time and energy in my own platform, which is what I'm doing now, and build that out. And the whole idea is with this empire of knowledge and creative strategy and education. It's pretty funny because my first job out of film school was working for an educational video platform, and now I'm building my own. Small scale, but still. The whole idea is that I don't have to do any work besides what I'm doing now, which is what I love, making YouTube videos and making content and sharing stuff on social media, and just generate a stupid amount of money by selling a direct link to what I know through video courses, in-depth ones, niche ones, special ones. Long-term, I can partner with other people to do guest courses or whatever, split money, blah, blah, blah. Multi-axis day to night, only single axis day to night on the SERP on the solstice video, which shot for 30 hours, and that was tricky to calculate. So yeah, anyways, that was a little segue about where I'm going and what I've been working on. Bing, I just heard that in here. I don't know if you got that as well, but the LR time-lapse processing is done, and what we'll see is it still has that flickering at the end, but it's already applied the look to the rest of the sequence, which is cool. We're actually watching live the first time I'm using my own time-lapse presets on a Holy Grail shot in AV mode. So that's very cool. Now all that's left is deflicker at the end. What you can do, instead of doing the whole sequence, I think it'll work, is we just go like from say here, scroll down, and then we go into visual deflicker. You can't do, okay. You can only refine it for a bit, but yeah. We're going to, not multipass, apply the deflicker algorithm. And then it looks at minute changes in brightness, and then it recalculates what the image looks like. You see this curve here, this orange one? That's the opposite of the pink curve that we just saw. Now I am confused. Oh yeah, no, it is doing only just the part that I told it to do, which is good, because that saves a lot of time. Otherwise it would regenerate the entire sequence, which is annoying. There's a couple of mini jumps here that I want to work out. This is the first time that I'm ever hitting the visual deflicker button on only a part of the image before doing it for everything. So this might fail miserably, but I guess that's how you learn, right? It's one of my favorite sayings. Shoot, fail, learn, repeat. Put that on a t-shirt. Oh, I'm so bummed about these shipping costs. What the hell? $20 to ship a hat. When I ordered it, and that's why I thought I was good to go live, because when I ordered this hat and this mug, shipping was $6 or $7. So I don't know how you guys are getting $20 shipping. I wonder if that's the printing service adding shipping fees and just taking more money for themselves. Like they're probably taking a $14 profit on that, which is disgusting. It's only $6. That's crazy. That's good. That's very good. Yeah, countdown here, 30 seconds, and you can see it kind of complete, and you can see this pink curve go up still, which isn't good. I haven't set a reference frame, maybe that's why. Also, just realized that now, this is probably one of the worst examples to do a deflickering run on, because there's a huge fucking tower shining different intensities of light over the whole sequence. So that's not good, because that affects the algorithm, because it's a visual deflicker. It looks at the image and it's like, it's flickering, so it's going bright, I have to drop it down so it's level, but it's flickering because of a bright ass light in the middle of the shot. So we'll see how this looks. A mug shot. David, love the support. Bing, you didn't get that bing sound. Also, if you select, I mean, I got the bing sound in here. I don't think you guys get that output, or maybe you do. Do you guys hear the bing sound when the rendering is on? Because I still only have this latter third of the image selected, it'll only play from that. That lighting is too bright, I can't even tell. Yeah, I chose the worst sequence to try and deflicker. I'm just gonna render a quick preview. Oops, hit the wrong buttons. No, what am I doing? Which combos? Shift Command P? Yeah. To the desktop. And then it renders this preview that it's just made. It goes super fast. Try using the SERP with the Timelapse Plus view. Have you had a bad experience with that? Can't imagine it to be simple. I had a bad time just setting up the SERP because I had to calculate with the lens, because the whole idea was to shoot the solstice, right? To shoot the sun rising and setting the shortest day of the year, or shortest daylight. But you can only start the move. You can't delay start the move. So I had to shoot from before the sun rises, like 8 hours or 10 hours before, and then figure out how far do I turn and which lens and stuff and how much am I shooting so that it rises in the shot and it sets in the shot. It was very tricky, and I had all these tables, and even then I kind of, either I messed up or the SERP messed up. I'm not sure. But I asked the question, who wants to see a making of? And no one really replied, so I didn't invest in a making of. All right, so this is a low-res preview that LR Timelapse renders. You can see it's low-res, it's low bitrate because of all this ugly banding in the sky. But it plays better than in the app itself. And we can have a look now at what we've made with these presets real quick. Fuck, I love those clouds. What a shot. 170-pound camera, not bad. Yeah, so the flickering, I believe, is induced by that light on the top of the shard. So not a good shot to deflicker. Probably the worst. Venway, my guy. Actually, I don't know if you're a guy. My person. Claps in the chat. Do we have emotes on YouTube? Custom emojis. I'm going to make some custom emojis. I'm going to get... Oh, what's all that? Little dab. Claps in the chat for Venway. Signing up. The latest intern. Also, my Chrome browser is fucked in the Neto. The Neto. That's an inside joke for Belgians. That was from an ad campaign years ago. What a throwback. That's funny. Send. Dabs in the chat. Now, how do I delete my chat? Escape? Doesn't matter. Anyways, so now there's two ways. Now that we've processed this footage, there's two ways that we can render this. You can render it through Lightroom and LR Timelapse, but my preferred way is because I batch export a bunch is through After Effects. I don't have After Effects open right now, but that's fine. Let's just let's edit another shot. Let's do we have another shot to edit? We haven't looked at this shot yet. We haven't actually looked at the older shots that were in here. I started this shot because I was intrigued by the clouds. They kind of looked like lenticular clouds. I don't think they were, but they had similar characteristics, just shape-wise. My fellow cloud fanatics will know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, my computer is grinding to a halt. Ken, great question. How do you upgrade? I don't know. Change. It's bad on YouTube's part that they don't make it easier for you to upgrade. I don't know. Lawrence, goeiedag. Merci. Merci for the pinches. €5 is what these guys cost. A 10 or an 8-pack of these. So appreciate the donations. But yeah, I was watching some Twitch last night. My buddy Julian, and now they've got all like donation trains and multi-level things. Obviously, it's, you know, gamifying. Maybe on your membership, maybe on my channel, on the membership tab or something, you can upgrade to one of the other tiers, which would be, what do I have? Intern, assistant, producer, director, VIP or something. So many things at the same time. So YouTube's system is so basic. So I'm thinking maybe I should stream on Twitch instead because it's better for streamers. But I'm invested in this YouTube channel, so I don't know. Would you guys watch on Twitch instead? Would you prefer that? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the chat. Because I got to figure this out. Like, if I'm going to stream more, I need to invest in the right platform, right? It's definitely not going to be Facebook. Unless they pay me so much money. Anyways, these clouds, I thought at the time were lenticular clouds because of the kind of oval shaped and the kind of UFO style look of them. But they're not, because they wouldn't move like that. They're just streaky boys. Never use Twitch. Twitch is obviously great for streamers, otherwise it wouldn't be so big. I do like the fact that YouTube is part of everything and it ties in properly with SEO and stuff. And I feel like it's like Instagram. The more you use the app or the platform, the better you'll rank in algorithms because they want you on there and they want you to make people engage, etc. Only have luck with selecting the flicker area in daytime lapses. Mr. Lawrence Nuggies. Like, Twitch has a bad community is an interesting thing because the communities that I'm a part of, Julian and Chris Melberger and those guys, the best communities ever, better than any other community I've ever seen. But I see that, you know, you can have obviously a lot of toxic communities in gaming. What else do we have? Let's look at some other time lapses. What is going on here? Bit of low cloud. Hello. When was that? Midday. Freaking hell. I would have shot this hoping to see some cool interaction between this low cloud and buildings because that's what happens. I got a shot from in Dubai from the Burj Khalifa looking down on a building and there's clouds moving. Do I have that shot here? There's clouds moving and the building is like a knife and it cuts the clouds open. So sick. Let's see if I have that. How do I find that? Maybe I still have the export. Yeah, low res MP4. Pretty sure it's in there. Yeah, there it is. How do you shoot when car lights are hitting you at night? Just go with it. It's part of the scene. There's no point in trying to not get them to hit you because you can't control that. It's either your fault because you're not in a good enough spot to shoot in full darkness, or, yeah, I don't know, it's tricky. But a lot of stuff like lens flares and this and that, it's part of the scene. It's part of what it was, so I keep it in there. anyways, look at that. Fog in Dubai, it's like a once a decade thing that we had it like that. And how that building cuts open that cloud like that, like a zipper or something, or a knife. I gotta re-edit that. I might make a re-export of some of my, and also here how that building. This is a low-res preview, by the way, compressed. I think I downloaded this from YouTube. How the fog hits that building and moves up and down, and here it comes down, and gets me going. That's another thing I want to do, either as videos or as lives, is revisiting old footage and talk stories and show behind the scenes and this and that. So like the plan is to do more lives, especially because lockdown's not ending soon. Just gotta figure out the hardware. But my God, still 50 viewers and we're like 2 hours and a bit in. Incredible. I find it so motivating, and because when my brothers stream, they're both DJs, or like their crew stream, we're all like rallying to get the views, right? Because we're trying to get them to grow and stuff. And their views are, it's like 2, 3, or 4 viewers. Half of them being me on my phone and me on like the Apple TV or something. So for me, coming from that, I'm obviously not comparing myself to my buddy Julian, who's pulling, 1,000 or 2,000 concurrent viewers. To see, 50 people here enjoying it and having a good time and knowing each other in chat and stuff as well is fantastic. That really makes me very, very happy. Anyways, this shot kind of fizzled. Like, that didn't go anywhere. That just went from day to night. Pretty boring. Nice little transitional period here where the color changes, but nothing crazy. This is an interesting shot. Got some low mid cloud. Kind of looks like a gassy cloud almost, but not much color came through here, I think. Yeah, bit odd. We had a very similar sunset today when the stream started. New Year's Eve, fucking nothing, and that was trash. Some lights there. Ooh, this is cool. Cloud levels. We got some high clouds here. And some low clouds. Moving in different directions. Air moves in different directions at different altitudes, which is how hot air balloons travel or navigate. This is another really long shot. Probably a long interval. So the thing with clarity and dehaze and stuff, they're bad for time-lapse editing. Unless, that's what Gunther showed, and that's how I developed my presets as well. That's why the treatment and profile button is there. If you change your profile, so Adobe landscape, if I now were to add clarity and texture, for example, which makes it look fucked. If I render that would induce flickering because they're non-global edits. They're local edits, so it adds an edit around the cloud or around the building, depending on the content of the shot. However, if you go with the camera profile, that applies these edits differently, but still I don't use them. What Gunther shared is mostly for the highlights, shadow, and contrast, because even that now in these versions of Lightroom, it can induce flickering, which is annoying and frustrating. Did that shot go anywhere? So like I, look at a shot like this, I'm like, ooh, high altitude cloud, but low, so lots of stuff on the horizon, probably blocking the light from hitting it and coloring up. That's a good question, which preview setting I use when importing. Let's have a quick look. I hit the wrong button. Where is it? Is it file handling? Import DNG creation, JPEG preview, embed fast load data, embed original raw file. This is my... Yeah, but that's only when you're creating DNGs. I don't even do that, so that's not... Import options. I don't know. I'll do some research. I think if I go into import and then my settings... Build previews, embedded. So it uses that embedded JPEG, I think. And sidecar? I haven't looked at this in years. I don't know. I don't build smart previews. And that's pretty much that. So these are my, I don't know if this is going to work if I zoom in on here. No, that's Yeah, that might jumble the whole thing, so I'm not doing that. But yeah, build previews, embedded and sidecar previews is what I have, and I think that's what allows me to go through the shot like that. Kind of have a quick preview. One-on-one or minimal? Yeah, I don't know. Minimal, I'd say. So interesting, you know, the sun's going down, we have lots of cloud, a little bit of color hitting the side here, a little bit of color there, but I don't remember the shot to be, I think it just fizzled out. No color. See that faint gold yellow. I must have edited this shot already. And this kind of stuff looks like the remnants of a big storm system. It's kind of like spreads out and fans out and looks... yeah, I don't think there was any color in this sunset. But then, you know, it goes into night. It's 2,000 shots long, so that's quite a shot. Let's go to the end to see what we were at. When did I end this? How did I end this? Did I even end it, or did the battery die? 6:41. It's always amazing, because in Australia the sunsets in winter aren't as extreme here, and I kind of got used to it despite growing up in Belgium. Here's a fun shot that I was excited about, but then it kind of fizzled. Clouds moving to the right over Canary Wharf around sunset and rain dropping out of it. Could have been majestic. A ton of birds, but that's easy to remove. But yeah, just this rain, you know, falling down and then the cloud system moving. Really cool. But didn't pan out to be anything. It kind of fizzled. Fizzly boy. I think it got hit with a bit more color, but you can't adjust your shot because then you ruin it. City, day to night. Maybe I'll adjust this setting and see. There we go. Minimal. We'll try that next time. Like, obviously it's designed for people shooting portrait photos and this and that, and then you can, because if you only shoot like 100, or like street photographers, but if you're doing time lapses and you got 25,000 photos from a couple of shoots and you import them all in one go, it's going to be a lot of processing. Kind of boring, this one. Another long one, 2,000 frames, low cloud, pretty cool. Shards almost completely gone. Oop. I feel like my computer's gotten so much slower in the last little bit. Probably, let's close all our time lapse. Let's close QuickTime. Let's close Chrome. No, because then we're done streaming. I can't close any of these. That's fine. City sunset. Interesting clouds. Is this the one we looked at earlier? Kind of funny how they get lit up. I assume they get lit up from the top somehow, or like light reflects and then creates this weird color. Ah. Wait, is that the one we looked at earlier? No. That looks nice. That's a pretty sunset. But I have edited it. Have I rendered it, is the question. What was it called? 0104. City sunset? Oh yeah, I did render it. I don't think I'll be able to play it. Oh, that's weird. Not too bad. That could be cool. That might be a fun time slice, because the clouds are moving away and not sideways. Sweet. Yeah, that's normal. If you got an older computer, rendering 200 to 300 shots can take an hour. This one now, I don't know, it takes like 12 minutes or something, depending on the camera and the shot, etc. But yeah, older systems would struggle. This is some nice high altitude. I think they're alto cirrus clouds. But yeah, you see how slow the previews are going? Whew. Maybe I should reboot Lightroom. I remember there being a bit of color after this, but that initial cloud deck moved away when I set it up, and I was like, oh, bummer, all the color is moving sideways. But then we had some new clouds come in that picked up the color. So this was the original cloud here, which moved out of sight. And I was like, oh, damn it, empty shot. But then these new ones came in. And again, you like, looking at it like that, you'd be like, that is one cloud system. That's the same structure. But it's not at all. They're totally different altitudes and totally different speeds and directions and everything. So that's pretty cool. Probably rendered that one as well. I just want to try out the presets again. Let's, maybe I've got all the photos selected. No. Hit D on the one photo. Reset. To go from scratch. We can still do golden hour. Low. Boom, boom, boom. And then let's go pink. Bam. Nice. It's a good example, this sunset, of how they affect colors differently. From that to that. It's all different interpretations. I wrote a pretty fun PDF as well that come with the presets. It's like, here's what happens to the colors and stuff. There's a lot of jokes in there. I really enjoy writing, but oh my god, it takes me forever because I'm ESL, which I don't know is a thing in the UK, but it is in Australia. English second language. I think I talked about this last stream as well. It's annoying when people don't know because they assume I'm just a dumb idiot that can't speak. Whereas I am just constantly figuring out what to say in another language. Yeah, my computer is grinding to a halt. Not sure why. But that's fine. Let's go through the rest of these and then figure out what I'm going to do. Yeah, we've done that one, and then that's the other stuff. Yeah, cool. Do I have anything else? Oh, I got the moon composite video. Members have access to that. So if you're a channel member, you can, you get early access to pretty much all of my videos. I'm gonna go and change the view. Once again, showing you the webcam setup of a $9,000 laptop, which looks like it's a potato. Versus the 1DX, obviously, much nicer. I feel like my face is a bit squeezed. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Ugh. Wow, $12,000. That's a lot of money. That's a 2.5 hour slapper, guys. Let me get another beer and we can wind down. And I'm gonna wind down for the night. BRB. Don't leave. I've got a surprise. No, I don't, but don't leave. Might not be a beer stream, but definitely still is a beer stream. Drone hyperlapses. Not something I played with a lot. I've tried it once or twice, but man, they're tricky. And most interesting places you're not allowed to fly, and I'd be a bit of a hypocrite because I always call out people that fly in illegal places. So yeah, I'm not doing that much. Thanks, Henry. Always good to see you. Have a good weekend. Catch you on the next one. I want to have a quick look. Hello. Printful shipping costs too high. I wonder if I gotta figure that out. I'll do that separately. How to match Printful shipping rates to your e-commerce stores. I just like how. Okay, here we go. T-shirts shipping. USA $4, Europe $4.30, Canada $6.50, Australia $7 for a t-shirt. So how does a hat? Okay, here we go. Embroidered hat shipping. Best shipping rates. Did I mess up a setting or something? Are you ordering for yourself or selling? I'm selling online. How to set up online selling? Yes. Calculate shipping costs for your products. Set up your own product and shipping prices. Maybe I just didn't change the setting. Hold on. Go into more Shopify. Anyways, yeah. Besides the shipping thing, what do we think about the Time Warp branding? As I said at the start, I don't want it to be my name or me, having you walk around like an ad for me. But I want to make merch. Been wanting to do that for years. Shipping costs. The shipping was to other countries as well, Krishna, to like, I don't know where it was, but $20 shipping. It's crazy. It's probably me, and that's good why we did a soft launch today on the stream as a surprise, because I probably messed up a setting. So I'm going into my Printful store now, which is a plugin for Shopify, which I'm going to then have to find a workaround for the new website, which is going to be a different workaround for my WordPress website. Settings. Shipping. Use live rates. I don't even know what that means. Domestic shipping. Flat rate. USA. What is all this? I guess this is why I like people get other people to do this. Pros. Europe. Express shipments to Europe. Yeah, but a flat rate surely is not. This doesn't allow me to set the price. More shipping settings. I'll figure this out later, doesn't matter. Can I... Do I turn the GPU on or off manually? I don't know. I don't export from Lightroom. So I edit in Lightroom, save the minute on it. I export from After Effects. And I'll show you my After Effects settings. Where is the editing screen? My After Effects settings. Where do you live, by the way, Ken? And thanks for being such a supportive stream viewer. Actually, everyone that's in here now. Appreciate the support. Holy crap. Playbacks of the stream so far is at 2,140. Does that mean there's been... What does that mean? Stream... What? So, such a stream noob. Stream health. Excellent. Stream is healthy. Good to hear. Oh, viewer activity, cool. So I can review who's signed up. So we've had Loudons and Venway join today, and we've had a fiver from Choppa and a fiver from Lawrence for beers. Average watch time is 3.5 minutes. That's fine. That's 3.5 minutes of good times. Anyways, After Effects preferences. I don't know too much about, like, I watch Linus Tech Tips a lot, and I kind of, Chicago, the number one city in the US that I want to visit that I haven't been to. Like, literally no other city appeals to me as much as Chicago. Got some friends living there as well. Let's have a look at these settings. Performance. So 64 gigs RAM, 12 for other apps. But that's not why we're here. Media, video preview. Where's the screen that gives you, GPU information. See, I just don't know enough about all these settings. And the thing is, I usually render overnight, so I'm not affected, like, if it takes 10% longer, because it's just running overnight anyway. Oh yeah, Linus. I've been watching him a lot. Them, I guess. And what a dream. I mean, having a production crew like that, and same with the corridor crew guys. You know, you're in a warehouse with fast internet and fun people and cool gadgets and cool shit, and you can just film. And that's what I want to do as well, but I need a team, and you can't build a team in a pandemic. Just talk about time-lapse things and photography things and video things and gadgets, and have someone film and edit, and I can just be the personality on screen and talk about stuff and engage with people. That's the dream. Maybe we'll get there eventually. And you were here at the start. Very exciting. But yeah, the truth is, I don't know too much about GPUs. I know they're different from CPUs. I know the graphics processing units and this and that. But I don't understand. I've never really understood why a GPU is so much different from a CPU, because they both calculate things, and I know it's in different ways. I know it's more visual versus mathematical processing, etc. But I was always like, why isn't stuff exported with a GPU? Isn't that also just a computer that you can count on to do equations and solve equations, I guess, rendering, like making things. So, you know, my laptop what do I have? An 8-core, just pull it up here. I've got an 8-core i9, I think. 2.4 gigahertz, 8-core Intel Core i9, 64 gigs. And then those are the graphic stuff. AMD Radeon Pro 5500M, 8 gigabyte. Like, I don't know what that means. I know 8 gigabytes kind of like available, kind of like a RAM memory, I guess, but I don't know. I just spec this bad boy out, and then the performance is it's kind of disappointing, especially now with the M1s, and then especially compared to a rigged up PC, which is so much more efficient in After Effects and stuff. But yeah, I don't really... There's no render settings in here. Oh, camera's gone. Battery change. Whoa, and I'm an idiot. I didn't even plug in the other battery. It's just been sitting here on the corner. You can still hear me, right? When it's dark? It's not even dark, I think. I think it's just frozen. And we're back already. That was a record. So that's good to know. 2 batteries for how long's the stream? 2 hours and 30. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Looking at the live stream and then looking at the feed of the Canon. What a difference. Hugo is in Hawaii? You're crazy. Hugo de Vries. My grandpa's name's Hugo. Hugo Cornelissen. Got that yellow badge. Where are you in Hawaii, Hugo? And yeah, it is too early for a beer. Or maybe it's still late enough. No, I'm kidding. What's the time in Hawaii? Oh, I miss Hawaii. I love that place. Hey, Licht in the house. If you don't know who Licht is a... Actually, I think Licht was the first company that reached out to me for a collaboration or a sponsorship when I move to London, so they will always have a special place in my heart. But they also enable creators to license commercial music for their YouTube videos and social media content. And I've been a big fan of them and of the people and of the mission and what they're doing. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just literally like, it's been one of the most frustrating things, is to try and get people to see how good it is. But then people think that you're pushing it as an ad. And I'm like, no, this is literally what we all need as creators. But yeah, they're great. Fantastic. I've done a couple of integrations with them and sponsorships and this and that. So I'm assuming you know them by now. Hey, Aaron. Aaron? Why did I say that? Aaron. Aaron. Kailua. In Oahu, it's 8:44. Good morning. Goeiemorgen, Hugo. Nice. Licht and housemate. Aaron's the housemate of Elena, who's at Licht. Very good. You actually, I mean, you're tuning in kind of like to the end of the stream. I don't have much to say. I mean, I can plug this hat, which has the world's most expensive shipping rates attached to it, apparently. We're trying to figure that out. But yeah, this sunset is, actually, let's try and run a preview. So in After Effects, if you hit Control 0, it generates a RAM preview based on the edits you've done on the raw file. So we can do that in the back as I chat with y'all. I appreciate you, Licht, trust. Dat Vlaams is amusant. Maybe I'll do a Dutch stream, but I think I'll alienate too many people off my channel. It's always disheartening. Oh, I want to sit down. Disheartening to lose people, to see that you lose people because you've done something, but that's part of it, I guess. So yeah, to give you an idea of how slow my computer is at the moment. How many seconds is that between RAM previews for these raw frames? A lot. But yeah, if you missed the start or the middle of the stream, I've made a mug and a hat, Time Warper. That's the new branding. And exciting news. I forgot to share this at the start, actually. So the newsletter, I hate saying subscribe to my newsletter because that's boring. And like, what's in it for you? It's all changing now. I'm still figuring out the name, but we're thinking of calling it, I say we, it's me. Actually, Chopper's been helping me out with some ideas as well. The Time Warper Chronicle, because it'll be designed in like an old-fashioned way, old-timey way, like an old newspaper headline, like the Sydney Morning Herald or the Chronicle, this and that. But pair that with a... Why am I holding this spoon? This is a good example of the idea that I'm talking about. This is an old ass mug. Like, this style of mug's been around forever. The design on it, the font and the color scheme is modern. Time Warper. The hat as well. This is there's a reason I chose this hat, because it's a 5-panel cap that is like an old school. It's one of the oldest, most famous hats, but with that modern. I'll show it on camera. Modern embroidery, is that what you call it, on it? And so the newsletter is going to be the same as far as the design goes. Time Warper combining a modern font and an old-timey name and font design of that, because we're playing with time. That's what we time-lapsers do. That's what we, not just time-lapsers, photographers as well. Photography is capturing a moment in time and then playing with it later on. So we're manipulating time, I guess. And videography is the same. So the reason yeah, Ken, it's so annoying that you can't easily upgrade a level of membership. Maybe if you open a separate tab and go to my channel, maybe on the memberships tab there you can change it, or disconnect and then reconnect. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But I appreciate you trying, obviously. Where was I going with this? Yeah, the newsletter. Oh yeah, news on the newsletter. So that's changing name, changing design, everything. I'm doing monthly giveaways now. I'm going to buy a bunch of licenses for LR Timelapse and other stuff. I've got some other software. Timelapse Deflicker has given me free codes to give away. And today I heard, I'm also talking to Licht about doing some promos for giveaways and maybe some merchant swag. And Adobe confirmed as well. They're giving away 2 full yearly plans for the Creative Cloud all apps membership. So 2 of those will be given away as well. What else am I looking at? Obviously all my ebooks and merch and hats and stuff. I'll pay for the shipping. One-on-one coaching calls, portfolio reviews, Timelapse Studio plugin. I'm giving away my old LR Timelapse pro timer. And the reason I'm investing in this is because I'm like, I want to do it. I want to give back to the community. But also, like, fucking social media algorithms, so annoying, constantly messing us around. And so I want to form a community of people that you guys watching right now, where it's the newsletter, but it's not called a newsletter. It's something else. It's fun, and there'll be membership access, etc. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on in January and planning and building out, and that's very fun. And in the meantime, I'll keep doing what I've been doing, which is making tutorials. But the 3 pillars now of me, of Matt Joes, the creator, the creative, are educate, inspire, and entertain. And I hope that a stream like this features all 3. But pretty much anything I put out has to fit in those pillars: educate, inspire, entertain. And then the second YouTube channel, what I mentioned earlier as well, will be about how to thrive as a creative or a creator, helping people build out creative businesses, figuring out passive income strategies, this and that. And I think that's me for now. This has been fun. This is so encouraging and nice and lovely. Great to see some old faces. Great to see some new faces. Great to stream on a Friday. Bloody love this. I get to work and have beers and have fun. Whew. Thanks for the input on the merch. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for helping out and feedback and being here. Super, super cool. I don't know how to end streams. I do have the end screen of the end stream. But yeah, massive thank you to everyone, all the support, the comments, the views, the likes, the shares. And we'll do this again. Maybe I'll do multiple streams a week. Who knows? We'll see. If you have any suggestions, as always, drop them in the comments. I read most of my comments. I read all of my DMs, etc. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss anything. All that jazz, all that. Yeah, Lawrence, I used to have a 5DSR and then I sold it because the files were too big. I was also on an old laptop and I just couldn't deal with them. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Have a great weekend. And bloody love ya. Hope to see you on the next one. I don't even know how to end the stream. I think I end... Oh yeah, here on the on that one. Actually, before I'm off, let's have a quick look at this After Effects thing that's been rendering in the back. Hit end there so it plays in that workspace. Control 0 to play. Oh, that is even better than the previews we had in Lightroom because you can see kind of the moisture dripping out of the clouds. Oh, the one confusing thing is, why is that? How is that? Yeah, that's the transform correction I did for some reason. So I got to reload. Got to reload that, redo that. But yeah, this is going to be a doozy, that shot. Okay, the stream's not over yet. Let's quickly fix this. Sunrise, top. Shift, Command, C to copy. Transform. Maybe the crop as well. Maybe that's what's gone wrong. Yeah, I think it's a crop. Okay, lens correction. Anything that's not color related. Copy that. Select all the photos. Shift Command V, as you can see at the bottom left, but I'm probably pretty sure that's not there. Oh yeah, I'll end the performance with a fast rap. I need an outro rap instead of an intro rap. It's not a rap, a line, because that's the payoff for the people that watch the whole stream, I guess. Okay, so I've pasted all those settings. Now, they should, if I click on it, should load the same in the beginning and the end as far as transformation goes. Okay, and I gotta, oh. Okay, yeah, that's transformed. Oh, I actually went a bit hard on that. That looks a bit fucked. Did I not? Is there a rotation thing that I missed? Because I've been looking at these buildings here, but now I look at this building and it's leaning to the left, and that's all looking a bit dodge. Did I keyframe something on accident? It's the thing, streaming and editing at the same time. bit of a challenge. Let's just compare. As long as the first and the last shot are the same, and then I resave the metadata, I know they will be loaded properly in Lightroom. Sorry, After Effects. That's why the transform is a bit cooked, because I did it on this dark starting frame and I couldn't tell it. The buildings are a bit warped. Anyways, I'm still gonna render that, and then I can always turn it afterwards. Couple of brews and a wrap, not bad. No, I'll fix the transform right now. It's gonna be a 3-hour stream, isn't it? Okay. Something like that. For stuff like this, you can look at the buildings as well as the horizon, but sometimes that doesn't always work. That vertical correction, transformation, is a bit too intense for my liking, so I'm gonna wind that back a little bit. You see the edges? Look at the lower left corner. That's kind of a straight line now, that building, but where we were at -31, that is no longer a straight line. But then you look at the buildings in the middle and it looks straight. So it's about finding a nice balance. Now it's leaning to the right on the edge, but that's fine because no one's looking at that edge. Okay, that looks better. Shift, did I hit V? No, Shift Command C. Copy that. G to go back to the overview. Shift Command V. Oh, I didn't see that. That Gunther said not to use transform. I use it a lot. I have been getting some issues, but I think that's because the metadata was read wrong. But again, I don't use LR Timelapse to render like most people do, so maybe that's different. But yeah, I use transform all the time, and I rarely have issues with that. All right, so that's copy and pasted. Now I hit Command S to save the metadata, which always takes a while, so we get to chat again. Hey, Caroline! Look, I'm on a road mic. Get it? Caroline's a long-time supporter as well. I know her through the Dink fam. Pretty much, I guess. And is this being recorded? Yeah, this will live on the channel. Like the previous stream is still there, the beer stream where we tasted beers. Yeah, I'm still going. Well, chat's popping up again. Decided to share some news and re-edit the fire sky because I noticed in here that there was something up with the transform, and Ken's just flagged that maybe this is an LR Timelapse thing, but actually no, it's not possible because we didn't touch this in LR Timelapse. So it's probably me not fully letting the metadata save and properly loading it in After Effects. So we're just gonna save the metadata again. I've redone the transformation edit, saving that, and road sponsorship, buddy. Madeira. Wow, we really have a international crowd. Can we drop the countries again where everyone's watching from? Whoever's still in the comments. You know, we got UK, got Madeira now. Is Madeira Spanish? I don't want to be offensive if that's offensive. I've been there when I was a kid, but I can't remember too much about it. I know it's an island. I know we had, it was hot. USA. Doc Davis, hello. Okay, save this. Now let's go back to After Effects. Now, instead of re-importing, etc., how do you get this to show these new edits, right? You just go to the sequence that you've imported, which is this one here. And this is all unorganized. Usually this is all very organized. I don't know if this is showing on screen. My face is probably hiding it. But I click on the sequence. Actually, I can show you if I just drop that in there. This is the image sequence that I loaded in. Right click that, and if you then reload, it will relook at the footage that it used to generate all these previews. So you see this blue bar here is rendering, and boom, that transformation's been added. And so if I go to the first frame in the timeline here, hit arrow all the way left. Amelia Morris in the chat, pizza or dishoom? Oh, babe, I know you want dishoom. I'm kind of vibing pizza, but we can eat dishoom tomorrow as well because I devour pizzas. Let the chat decide. Are we ordering Italian pizza or Bombay dishoom? Anyways, back to After Effects. That's so funny. Minnesota, Norway, Texas. Yeah, I'm not answering my phone, babe, because I'm streaming, right? I'm a streamer now. And if you load the first and the last image and they look the same as far as transformation goes, and then one in the middle, a couple in the middle, you know it's all gravy. Oh, look at that. That was a beautiful sunrise. Pizza. Yeah, I'm vibing pizza as well. Haven't had pizza in a while. Pizza. Norway. Hey, Tor. Is that a verified check mark next to your name? Nice. I love it. It's really cool seeing all these people from different places of the world dropping by. All right, so that is loaded, I guess. Let's just save After Effects real quick. And then add that to the render queue again. I don't know what I did with that previous one, if that's going to help or not. But yeah, and then I just set the location for where it goes for the render. Save. And now I would hit Shift, because that blocks the previews from generating while it's rendering, which speeds it up ever so slightly. And now we hit render, and that's it. Alrighty. That's the one. Oh no, let's add the... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to chat now. We'll finish in 9 minutes. 8 minutes. Main camera gang. I feel like my face is squeezed on this one. I gotta redo the setup, but yeah. Good times, good times. Let me change this screen here. Hello. Hi, son. What does that mean, hi, son? Is it like a hello? Hello. Done 100 push-ups today. A bit sore in the shoulders. So I'm doing 100 reels in 100 days and 100 push-ups in 1 day for 100 days. I don't know how long I'm going to do that for. But yeah, running messes up the back as well, so that's not good. Oh, I didn't know that. Hello in Norwegian. That's cool. Hey, son. Do I say that right? Hey, son. We just say hello. I just saw Amelia's message. Hello, are you still live stream? Definitely. Good times. What is it? 7 p.m. I started around 4, just after 4. That's good. Not a bad stream. Love it. No, I haven't gone swimming because the pools are closed, which is why I've been so not sad, but like it gives me so much joy to go swimming every day, and they closed it because of COVID, obviously. Even though it's been proven that chlorine kills the virus, and it's all outdoors, and there's like no community transmission there, and it heavily affects people's mental health and physical health. They're like, no outdoor pools. So yeah, I guess I'm doing push-ups. I'm gonna get into yoga. My brother's like, you should do some yin yoga. But all I want to do is Mario Kart. Would you guys be down if I played Mario Kart on stream? Maybe on a different channel. But I've been going hard on Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. I'm ready to visit Norway for sure. I've been meaning to visit Scandinavia land for as long as I've been shooting photos. I just never got around to it. The furthest north I've been in that on that continent is I guess Amsterdam, or maybe Groningen once. Not even Denmark. What time? Yeah, 7 p.m. over here. So yeah, no swimming, pool's closed, running's bad for my back. Besides yoga and stuff, I just like getting, pushing myself, and not punishing myself, but like going hard in exercise. And when I was younger, I used to do martial arts, which was a great outlet for a stupid young kid. Now it's swimming, pushing myself. I can't push myself with running because that wrecks the back and it's bad for my knees, etc. And everything else is closed. So what? Get a rowing machine, also bad for my back. So I was like, let's just do push-ups and planks. So since 3 days ago or 2 days ago, I started doing 100 push-ups a day in little sets, like 10, 20, 30, 40. But yeah, that's that. It's on my big board as well. I can't really show you because everything's locked up here, but got to do something, right? Got to get rid of them lockdown kilos, lockdown pizza beer kilos. Canada's the other country that's high on the list. Never been to Canada. Can you believe that? I've been to so many places. Been to freaking Inner Mongolia and China. Saw snow leopards in the mountains. That's another series of content. I've got old footage from my phone and old time lapses and stuff. And then we can just watch them and talk about cool production stories. And talk about how I ended up on Netflix and National Geographic and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Like a hobby that got out of hand. And now we're here. Tromsø. Oh, the Northern Lights. Can you... There's apps that predict the intensity of the solar flares, right? Yeah, I've never seen the Northern Lights. I've seen the Southern Lights. It's another story. Twice in New Zealand, and then one time I was in the Northern Territory in Australia, which is the middle of the freaking desert, and we had that once in a decade solar storm in 2014 or 15. And looking south, I was shooting some time lapses. We could actually see a red glow of the Aurora Australis. So the Northern Lights are the Aurora Borealis. In the southern hemisphere, it's Aurora Australis or Australis. And we could see them. I captured some photos and a panoramic photo and a little bit of time-lapse footage of the Southern Lights hitting the Northern Territory in Australia, literally once in a lifetime. The issue there was, this would have been an amazing PR opportunity for the campaign I was on and everything, and for me as well. The issue was, while that was happening, we were so far out in the outback, like middle of the desert, crazy stuff, hours and hours away from civilization and from cell phone towers and service. So we were out of reach for 48 hours. So we were sitting on this insane footage that would have made the campaign for everyone involved. But yeah, we couldn't get it out there because there's nothing. Outback Australia is really cool. It's like proper remote. Yeah, the KP index, that's what I was thinking of. Pretty low. Isle of Harris. Isle of Skye. We did Isle of Skye. When is that now? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? So on Netflix, there's a show called Tales by Light. I'm only in one episode. Well, it's not me, but my work is in there. Abraham Joff made that show, who was the first person in Australia to kind of take me under his wing when I moved there. Gave me my first couple of time-lapse jobs. And he produced, directed, shot a show with his production company called Tales by Light, which was sponsored by Canon at the time, about Canon shooters, Canon masters, they call them there as ambassadors. And they would go and look for their, bucket list shot. Or I was on the Rich Ianson episode, and he's been making a book for the last, 5, 10, 20 years about the Himalayas, Nepal and Bhutan and areas there. And he needed a couple more images to finalize his book. And so we went on this trip to document him getting the last photographs for his book, for his picture book. And on that trip, we saw a bunch of stuff. It was a 3-week trip, I think. I got so sick, motion sickness or food poison, not motion sickness, altitude sickness or food poisoning near base camp of Everest. When is this? 2014 or 15 as well. I was traveling a lot then. Total opposite of now. But yeah, I never made a time-lapse video. I'm still sitting on all that footage. I never made a compilation because that footage was being used on TV and I was limited in what I could do. But I can share it now. I've got some cool hyperlapses of Mount Everest shot from a plane. Really cool stuff. But yeah, definitely things I can do, like mini streams or mini videos. But yeah, so many ideas, so many things I want to share. But yeah, so on Netflix, you can watch that show. It's called Tales by Light. I'm pretty sure it's on all the global Netflixes. And I think I made the time lapses for episode 5. I also did the audio on set and like secondhand stuff, second camera things for that episode where you can see some snow leopard footage and cool stuff. Definitely a career highlight to go look for snow leopards in the Himalayas with a cool crew and shoot time lapses and get paid for it. I got paid in gear for that trip. What did I get? I didn't get cash. I got a Canon 5D SR, which I sold since then. I got a Canon 11 to 24 f4 lens. So just those two then already is quite a bit of money. I also got a Canon 24 to 70 f4 lens. Not the one over there, because I banged it up since. Bless me. 24 to 70 f4 lens, and I think that's it. That's what I got from that trip. That was at the start of my career there, so I just said yeah to a contra deal. A lot of work, but made the most of it. And now I'm just sitting on that footage, so I really got to edit that. Anyways, it's 3 hours now. The pizza's on the way. Season 1, episode 5, I believe it is. Yeah, I don't think it was at season 2. Season 2 was after. That's more in Borneo and stuff. So yeah, season 1, episode 5, Tales by Night. Check it out on Netflix. It aired on Nat Geo first, I think. You'll see my name in the credits there. And that's it, gang. I'm going to head off now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Absolutely lovely chat. I hope you found this useful or entertaining. And I hope to see you all on the next stream. I'm going to relax now. It's very taxing to do long streams. I mean, 3 hours. Friends of mine do fucking 8-hour streams. That's crazy. I'll think about doing Mario Kart next time. Do some gaming content in between. Anyways, much love. Thanks again. Appreciate all the support. You guys make me very, very happy. And that's pretty much all I want to share. Thank you.